The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank, serving Indiana with 49 offices. We are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Coach Tyler Bluefield with me tonight for the Brock. Coach, we appreciate you joining us again this morning, and tonight we got the night you look forward to as a coach, isn't it? You work your tail off all summer, you work your tail off all week, and then tonight's the fun night.
It is, especially with conference play opening up, because that's when you start to play for championships, Alan. So with a lot on the line in the first game, but that's what makes coaching fun, and that's what we love to do. So,
yeah. Had a chance to sit down with Coach this morning. Coach Etchbach gave us some time, and we had an interview with him. We're going to run that interview now, and then Coach Bloomfield and I will be back to talk about that. Coach, we appreciate you joining us again this morning, and tonight we got Northridge coming in to the Warrior Field. Third game of the season. You probably, from the first practice up till now, have seen some improvements on your team. Just walk us through some of those improvements, and then what you're looking for from your group.
Sure. As you progress through two-a-days and things like that, your improvements are, just basic stuff, knowing where you're supposed to go. We get a play called in, making sure that you hear it right, you line up right. Those are things that are very, very basic, and we expect guys to know that pretty quickly. So from that point to now, we're making progress. Obviously, sitting here at 0-2, we're not making the progress as fast as we'd like it to be. But when you look at our offensive line, we've got 3 brand new starters, and so those guys are working hard. They're coming to practice trying to be consistent, and then we're just looking for some leadership from some other guys on the offensive line and some consistency with our skill guys on offense. Defensively, I think that linebacker-wise, we're having some more consistency. We're not having to coach up every little thing. Secondary has been a good strong point for us, but really haven't been tested either. Maybe a little bit against West Noble, and our D-line has played really, really well. So, we're making progress. It just some of it may not be easily seen on the field, but every single day I feel like we're moving in the right direction, and kids are working hard. They're supporting each other, and we just take it day by day and try to get better. Every single day, and we're not far away. It's just little things that we got to get corrected.
So last week against West Noble, if those watched it, and I know you watched it on film, a few breaks here or there, and it's a different ball game. How do you move from saying, okay, I wish this would have happened, to coaching them up and saying, here's how you make breaks happen, here's how you make plays?
Well, I think it's the old saying, luck is where preparation meets opportunity. Mm-hmm. So you prepare well, and you're in the right spot, you have great enthusiasm, and magically great things happen.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're trying to get across to our guys. And so you can't dwell on what the last play was, because if you do that, it's going to affect the next play. Those things are really, really important, that we've got to be able to shake things off and not play against ourselves, but play against an opponent. And we're struggling with that a little bit, but again, it's just consistency. It's little things of, hey, let's make sure all 11 guys have the right play, or reading it off the wrist coach and know what we're doing. Right. Or if we've got certain defensive checks that we're lining up the right way. Those things seem very basic, but when you're in the middle of a game and things are going 100 mile an hour, sometimes those guys miss those things, and that's experience. So The easiest way to explain it is when you first get behind the wheel of a car and you drive on the highway, you're going 60 mile an hour, that seems really, really fast. To these kids, it seems like they're going 100 mile an hour.
Right.
Now, when you're our age and you've been driving for a while, 60 mile an hour sometimes seems like you're barely moving.
Yeah.
And that's experience. And that's where we're trying to develop that.
So who are a few guys that have stepped up and are taking leadership roles and are trying to help others in that experience side?
Jesse Landeros had played really a really pretty flawless game. I thought he secured the edge to the field last week defensively. Linebackers, Levi Brown is playing well. Dylan Hepler in the secondary has become a really good leader. And so, I really felt like our defense, certainly they gave up some yards and some big plays, but really when it was crunch time, they did a great job of sort of bending but not breaking. And just, really kind of the same guys on offense. Dylan has done well for us, just converting some things to first downs. Stephen Hauntz had a great game last week. J.D. Slayball had a great, game. I think all three of those probably had somewhere in the neighborhood of 75 yards receiving each. And so those guys are doing what we're asking them to do. It's just now instead of maybe getting that 10 yards on a reception, break a tackle and turn that into a big play. And that's something I think we've really been lacking is how do we get that, that sort of short yardage type of reception or run and turning that into a big play. And I think that's the only missing piece. Once we do that and get a little momentum, hopefully that sort of will open up the floodgates a little bit.
So turning our attention to Northridge, who comes in tonight, 2017, they're undefeated. Unfortunately for them, they lose first round of sectionals. What kind of experience do they have back, and what do you expect to see from them tonight?
When you look at it, they only have a couple sophomores that are playing, but they had 10 of 11 starters on offense and defense that were brand new at the beginning of the season. But when you look at it, those guys are still juniors and seniors minus a couple sophomores here and there. So those guys are used to winning. The culture of winning is there, and they've really had a lot of experience. So, some of their games, were blowouts last year, so they got some varsity experience and varsity time. But still, at the end of the day, I think that you can still see some inexperience there. We can still see some things that we feel like we can take advantage of, and like I said, it's for us, it's more about cleaning our stuff up and just be able to get a big play or here and there and be able to convert that. So
You've kind of talked about it a little bit, but what do you recognize as some of the keys to tonight's game?
For us, we have to run the ball. And, last week and really the first 2 weeks, it's been a glaring thing. And we've got to be more physical. We've got to be consistent every single play to go to the right spots, block the right guys. And that's not just linemen, that's running backs too. There's been times we've had it blocked up well, running back goes the wrong way or misses the hole, or we're missing a block on the O-line or whatever. And then on the perimeter offensively, we have to be consistent. We left some things here or there on the field. We've got to convert our catches to bigger plays. Defensively, we've just got to, especially this week, we've got to contain number 7. Their quarterback is really an outstanding runner. They're going to try to get him loose on some things, and then as you sort of sneak into the box, and they're going to try to throw one over your head. So we got to play sound defense, follow the game plan, make sure that we corral number 7, and if I think we do that and we're consistent and just can sustain drives, I think we'll be fine.
All right. Well, thanks for taking time to talk with us this morning, and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
That was Coach Eschbach, interview we had this morning with him, Ty, and as he's talking about this season, he was talking about just progress they've made, and as a coach, this, but you want to see progress from week to week. And as you look at the third game of the season, what are kind of some things you expect to see, especially as you coach the offensive, defensive line guys? What do you expect to see from your guys?
Yeah, I think it's always a good understanding of blocking schemes and how they apply to your opponent, because you spend the first month of football, of real practice and pads, going against just kind of makeshift defenses, and now every week you're starting to see and scheme against an opponent every week, and it makes a big difference. So I think, offensive line-wise, you start to get your timing, you gel together, you can chip off some blocks better. Defensive line, you get a little bit better condition and able to play a little bit more physical, good hand placement, and you calm down and you don't fly upfield so much, which is a big thing. So that's what I noticed, and by week 3 you get into the zone a little bit.
And you're a little more used to guys that are going to give you more resistance than you get in practice. Because obviously in practice, if you're a first stringer, you're not going against another first stringer per se, because most teams don't have enough to go too deep. So you're going against a guy that's a lot weaker, a lot easier, gives in easier, and games aren't that way.
No, they're not. It makes a big difference. And, those poor sophomores, they take their licks the first, couple years, but then it prepares you for Friday nights. So
yeah. All right, turning our attention to season action here. The first game of the NLC. So Wawasee's taking on Northridge tonight. Northridge comes in 1-1. Wawasee looking for their first win of the season. Some other NLC action. We got Concord up at Northwood. What do you expect in that game?
Yeah, actually, so Concord's traditionally, up front, big, large, athletic guys up front, and also always have good skill guys to go with it. Northwood's got a great athlete playing quarterback right now with the Yoder kid, and so it should be a close game. That'll be a good one.
What's your pick on that one?
Oh man, that's a tough one. I'm going to go. It's at Northwood. I'm going to go Northwood by. Well, I'm going to go Northwood by 3.
Another good game, Warsaw and Plymouth. That's at Plymouth. That'll be another tough one.
Hey, I tell you
new
what.
New coach at Warsaw.
Yeah, at Warsaw, Bart Curtis, future Indiana Hall of Famer, no doubt, and what he's done in various stops along the way. That it's going to be a physical game. Both teams play a physical brand of football, and it's going to be a tight one. It'll be a quick one. Ball will be on the ground a lot, running the ball. So that one might be in under 2 hours. That's going to be a tough one to call.
Yeah. Goshen Elkhart Memorial. Goshen looking there for their first win. Elkhart Memorial gave Concord a tough game last week. I think Concord ended up winning that by a couple points, but Memorial looks like they're improved this year.
Yeah, they are, and coaching, here at the younger levels last year with the Warriors, I noticed that Elkhart Memorial's got some good talent coming up. They have big, strong, athletic kids. Their coach is a Hall of Famer in Michigan. Did a great job at Wayne High School in Fort Wayne. Took them to a sectional championship, beating Snyder, which is no easy task. In the SAC. So Memorial's on the up. That's my call for the year in the conference.
And then they're going to be scary a couple of years. You got Elkhart Memorial and Central going together.
Yeah,
fortunately, they'll be out of our conference at that time. But those two schools combining, that's going to make a powerhouse up there.
It is good for that community. Though.
Yeah, it will be. All right, we're going to take a break. We're on the pregame show right now here. We're waiting for the Warriors to kick off tonight against Northridge. We've got about 7 minutes before game time. We'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior pregame football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse, proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466, or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse, 574-457-8300, or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster. offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes, and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster. 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort, located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The Waterfront Restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Beautiful night for football here at Warrior Field. Warriors waiting to take on Northridge tonight. A little hotter than we've had last couple weeks, so going to be important to hydrate the guys down there, Ty.
Yes, it is, and as an offensive and defensive lineman, these nights they can be long sometimes, and so make sure the kids get hydrated. And it's not uncommon to see some official timeouts to make sure that happens. Something that the National High School Football Association is definitely aware of. So,
yeah, apologize, we just missed the national anthem by the Warrior Band as we were gone at break, but beautiful job by the band, and now they're introducing the starters. We're going to go ahead and introduce the starters for you tonight for Northridge. I'll go first with the Raiders. When the Raiders are on offense, they're going to have Graber at quarterback. They got Tug, and that's a beautiful name for a running back. Tug Moglin. Dominic Crowder is also going to be a running back. On the line, the big guys up front, Jacob Weber, Ricky Howie, Brody Burkholder, Weston Kuhn, and Rhett Adis. At the wide receivers for Northridge will they be Brecken Jude, Aiden Berger, Austin Floria. And whenever I say these people, at least they're not in our own school, because I will apologize to the parents of these kids as I butcher their names. But when the Northridge Raiders are on defense, they're going to have on the defensive line. Howie will also be there, Dominic Crowder, Cole Berger, Reese Luking. At the three linebacker positions for the Raiders, Andrew Lockwood, Tanner Baber, Brandon Mahoney. Your DBs for the Raiders, Bryce Justice, Austin Floria, Julius Graber. He's also their quarterback. Interesting to see somebody playing two ways as a quarterback, but he must be a tough kid. And Oliver Eveler. Coach, what do you got for the Warriors when they're on offense?
Yeah, for the Warrior offense, we're going to start with the offensive linemen because they put in a lot of work.
Yep.
So starting an offensive line for the Warriors tonight is Austin LaJoyce, Justin Castro, Hagen Slusher, the big center, Evan Gregory, good to see get his first varsity start tonight, Isaiah Tipping, and we'll move on to the skill guys now at quarterback. We'll have Evan Eschbach taking the snaps back there, running back Aaron Evans, wide receiver Joshua Slaybaugh, another wide receiver Dylan Hepler, one of the best kept secrets in the conference, I think.
Yep.
Starting at tight end tonight will be Stephen Hauntz, and then at the other wide receiver will be Gabe Moore. And then for the Warriors on defense tonight, we've got some guys going both ways as well. So we'll start with the defensive backs. We've got Dylan Hepler and Johnny Knitsky at safety. We've got at the corners, we've got Josh Slaybaugh and Gabe Moore. On the defensive line down in my neck of the woods, we've got Isaiah Tipping, R.J. Wright, big, tall, athletic defensive end, and Evan Gregory getting another start tonight on the defensive line. At linebacker, we've got Robert Schmucker, along with Aaron Evans, Kean Pete, and then Levi Brown making up our linebacking core. So that defense coached by Brad Stutzman will be ready to go, well prepared tonight, and looking forward to a good game, Alan.
Yeah. Tonight, the student section, they're always well supported here at Wawasee. Appreciate the students showing up. They're all decked out in their camo. Because, Coach, we got an interesting opportunity. We're wearing uniforms that we found out are going to be passed around the state. There's like 6 or 7 teams each Friday night that get to wear kind of a camo type of uniform that the Army has put out. So it's going to be cool to support the troops, and we appreciate all our armed forces and all they do for us.
Absolutely. It's a neat program that they do throughout the state of Indiana.
Yep.
Got to see it a couple times, and I'm glad they're here in Syracuse tonight.
Yep. All right, right now we're on pregame show here. We're waiting for the start of the Wawasee Warriors versus Northridge Raiders tonight. And we'll be right back with more pregame action here on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Foyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Foyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Foyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, powered chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626, or online at GoshenHomeMedical.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoon, Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. Online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Alan Koblenz here alongside of Ty Bloomfield tonight to bring you tonight's action between the Wawasee Warriors and Northridge Raiders. We got about 2 minutes on the game clock, or warm-up clock, I should say, before the teams started off. Northridge is taking the field, Wawasee getting ready to introduce their starters and they'll be in there. Coach, let's talk a little bit about the keys to the game. I think, first of all, you're going to have to limit big plays. Either you are making big plays or you're keeping the other team from making big plays. And I really think that in football, big plays can make a difference.
Oh, make a huge difference. And, one way to limit those big plays is to, hang on to the football. And
Absolutely.
I think tonight for us to control the game, we've got to be able to run the football. The guys up front kind of getting into that zone blocking scheme, getting to know the offense, getting familiar with it, and controlling the football, running the ball so we don't put as much pressure on the quarterback, throwing the football
And if you look
around.
at the stats so far, the opposing teams have run about twice as many plays as we have, and that speaks to what you just talked about, controlling the ball, being able to be on the field. And the way you do that is through the offensive line and through a running game, and Northridge is going to try to establish that. Coach Wagaman will pound it down your throat.
Yes, he will. So he comes from that Chris DePue coaching tree
Yep.
over in my former high school coach, and just that physical style and brand of football. He's won a lot of games doing it.
Yeah.
So that's what we expect to see tonight out of the Raiders.
And then the third key, I think, is the Warriors have got to start fast. When you haven't won a game, you're 0-2. I mean, it is what it is. If you start getting down, it is so hard to rally the troops. But if you get a little bit of momentum, you start believing, hey, we got a chance tonight. This is going to be a game we're going to take. I think that's going to be a key.
I think that's a huge key. And again, that falls on the run game. So when we establish momentum, get the run game going, even if it's three 2 and 3 yards a pop, we can get some short third down situations and hopefully convert those.
Well, the Warriors are taking the field. We just mentioned a little bit ago about the uniforms. They got a beautiful uniform supported by the armed forces. Got the flag on the sleeve and got kind of an olive green off color there with the numbers on them. Northridge, and then are all white uniforms tonight. Got the green numbers. A little harder to see, but maybe that's just because I'm getting older and I've got my eyes that are hard to see out there. But we got about a minute to go on the clock, it looks like. The captains are coming out for the coin toss. So we're going to take one more break here on the pregame show, and we'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Beautiful night for football here at Warrior Field. Turf Field. You ever play on turf?
Yeah, so when I went to the University of St. Francis, it was their first year for turf, and then fortunately made it to the state championship as a senior, and got to play in the RCA Dome on the Astro turf. A lot of rug burns.
People don't think about that, but I think the newer turf is probably a little bit better than that. But beautiful field, beautiful night for football. Good student section tonight, as we mentioned earlier. The Warriors are running on the field, actually running off right now. They just had the coin toss. I didn't see who won. Did you happen to see who won that coin toss?
I didn't catch it, Alan. Sorry.
All right, looks like Johnson's going to tee it up. He's out there on the field right now. So Warriors are going to kick off to Northridge, and we'll get this game underway here after that's done. Braden Johnson, we talked about him a little bit last week. Good weapon for the Warriors.
Oh, man. He doesn't come along very often in high school football.
Oh, my.
A kicker with that kind of leg, that accuracy, and that power. And I tell you what, in a tight football game, any football game, really, a kicker is an underrated weapon for sure.
We saw him last week kick a couple in the end zone without really even hardly trying. And right now the flag's hardly blowing, so I don't expect him to get a return on this kickoff initially here.
Yeah, I talked to Braden today a little bit, and told him I was going to be covering on the radio, so he wanted me to talk.
We'll give him a shout out
today. But really, I mean,
he's a great kid.
He's a great kid, and he's a solid athlete. He can run and he can boot the ball.
Yeah. All right, helmets are up and teed up. We're getting ready to start football tonight here at Warrior Field. Northridge on the receiving end. Johnson toes it up, kicks it, and that's going to go in the end zone.
That is out of the back of the end zone.
Yeah, beautiful
kick. Beautiful kick.
Anytime you can get him starting at the 20, you'll take that as a defensive coach.
Oh, absolutely. Coach Brad Stutzman will get the defense fired up and good field position.
Yeah. All right, so Northridge will expect to see them pounding the ball a little bit. Coach Eschbach talked about their quarterback, Julius Graber, number 7, is going to be one of their key athletes. Northridge is returning only one starter from last year's team, so they're young, but they've got a winning tradition, so we expect to see solid football from them.
Absolutely. And quarterback is a great athlete. Got to coach against him last year, and he does a great job of keeping plays alive.
Northridge lines up with 2 split ends to each side. Graber waiting for the snap with the tailback to his right side. In motion's number 21, handoff to him. He's going to sweep around the end. Good contain on the outside by the Warriors there. Didn't catch a number on that. Did you catch a number on that, Coach?
I didn't catch it on that, but a great job by the defense stretching that out. Looked like Northridge tried to get a little jet zone going, maybe a little jet read. The Warriors did a good job of containing it and making the running back keep the ball.
Warriors play three down and then 4 linebackers. So plays like that, they should be able to have outside contain with those outside backers.
Absolutely. I think what Coach Stutzman wants to do is keep our solid skill position people outside of the box and contain Northridge.
Northridge is going to line up with 3 receivers to the left this time, 1 to the right with the running back to the left of the quarterback. Goes back, fakes it. He's going to draw play up the middle. He's got a good hole. Hits 10 yards, 15-yard gain on that. Big hole up the middle.
Big. It was a good design draw. Northridge offensive line did a good job of selling that. Good job by Parker Young, it looked like, on the stop there. Stay home, break down, and make a good open field tackle.
15-yard gain out to the 35-yard line, and that's the first down of the game for either team as Northridge is on the opening possession. No score here. Just started the game, 11 minutes and running on the clock. Northridge, as we mentioned, is going to try to run it, even though they spread it, and that's one of those concepts. It's not just that you pound it with everybody close, but you like to spread it. This time they got 2 guys flanking Graber on each side of him out of the shotgun formation. He's going to go back this time, and he is going to pass it short out to the right, caught out there on the outside by the receiver, and looks like he's going to get about another 10 yards, and looks like they will spot him across the 45-yard line for an 11-yard gain, almost to the 46, and that'll be another first down.
Another first down for Northridge. Great quick drop. Just one step, allow the receiver to get a quick slant in. The quarterback did a good job on the timing route, and just a little slow on getting
One
there.
receiver on that side, single coverage. The back's got to be off of him, and just a short little 5-yard pass, but then you run another 5 yards, and you got a first down. Northridge moving the ball. Started at their 20-yard line. First down now at the 46-yard line. First possession of the game for either team. Northridge sends 2 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. One running back flanking outside of quarterback, and it looks like the Warriors jumped off. A little lack of discipline on that. And I know as a defensive line coach, I heard you, that one.
Yeah, I did. And some of that, most common time that happens at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
You're ready to get going. They're getting a little bit of momentum. You want to get off the ball and stop it.
And you would think if you're lined up, because the nose guard was one who jumped, you'd think if you're lined up over the wall, you're not ever going to jump, but your muscles are tense and you just want to go.
You do. And if you're an inexperienced lineman, it happens.
All right, Northridge now, 1st and 5 after the penalty across the Warrior 50-yard line. It's going to hand off up the middle to the running back. He's going to be met about 3 yards in, maybe falls forward for another yard, and it's going to be a short, looks like about a yard short of the first down, bring up a 2nd and 1. Just another good hole right there.
Yeah, it was. It was a good job up front. Wawasee defensive line caught him a little bit tall. Need to get under the pads a little bit, get some leverage, and halt that offensive line momentum.
Good size line for Northridge, and we're outmanned there on the line, so it's going to be important, as you said, we get that low leverage. Northridge now is going to go out in kind of a pistol formation right now. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Deep back. Again, another flag on the field. I couldn't tell. Both teams were jumping. It looks like they're going to get Wawasee again. They look like they moved first.
It was close. I couldn't tell if the offensive tackle moved.
Yeah, it looks like one of our guys jumped, and then he jumped after that.
Just got to settle down. We've got some young guys up front. We've got first-time starters and some sophomores up there. They've got to watch. They've got to watch the football.
Yeah.
Looks like we got R.J. Wright coming into the game.
That'll give Northridge a first down now. They've marched from the 20-yard line down into Wawasee territory now at the 40-yard line, and first down and 10 from that position. Clock running, 9 minutes. First possession of the game for either team. Northridge took the opening kickoff and has got 2 first downs, with one of them now by penalty. Same pistol formation. They're going to pitch outside to nice run on the outside. He's got a block on the outside. He's at the 20 and tackled just inside the 20 on that sweep. We lost contain, and he got around the right side. Big run for Northridge.
Big run for Northridge. Good job of the quarterback making a quick pitch there. Didn't have to work too hard to set the edge.
Yeah.
He was able to find a seam and get down. Looks like in.
Yeah, they're going to spot that at the 18-yard line. First down at the 18. Northridge is having their way right now on the ground against the Warriors, and we talked about that's going to be one of the keys of the game. So Wawasee's got to toughen up here as they have marched inside the red zone. Northridge, again, is going to spread the field with 3 receivers flanked to the left side. We got the running back to the right of Graber and running in the right-hand side. Graber's going to keep it himself, go around the right edge. Runs out of real estate there and gains probably about 5 yards, maybe a little less than that. Hard to see where they're going to spot that, but just a direct snap to the quarterback and runs around the right edge.
Yeah, it looks like trying to get something going to the boundary. You get some numbers to the boundary and use their speed and athleticism to catch the edge there and create a lane there and get into the end zone.
Fortunately for the Warriors, that was the short side of the field, or else he probably would have gone in. He just ran out of real estate around that side. They had a pretty good blocking in front of him.
Yeah, they did.
Northridge, again, is going to bring 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Graber's going to be flanked on both sides by running backs this time. going to fake the handoff. And no, he's going to actually give the handoff up the middle.
Good job.
Met in there by one of the interior linemen. Good defense right there by the Warriors as they stuff him for about no gain right there.
Yeah, it looked like no gain. Good job by the interior lineman. That's just making your read keys and coaching responsibilities. So force the quarterback to give the ball, stuff him at the line of scrimmage, no gain. So we need to see more of.
This is one of the first third downs that Northridge has faced. They've been pretty able to run the ball and have their way right now. So they're first down, 3rd and 5 from the 12-yard line. They've marched inside the Warrior red zone. Defense has got to toughen up. They did that last week against West Noble. They gave up a lot of yards, but then toughened up inside the red zone. They got to do it again right here.
Absolutely. It's big third down right here if we can hold them to a field goal.
Looks like they run him up the middle, and good penetration by the inside of the Warrior defense, and he's going to be stopped for a no gain again right there. You can see Northridge was thinking they're going to try to get half of it this down and maybe more on 4th down, but great penetration on the interior of the defense that time. I have to say, maybe it's my eyes, maybe you can't. Can you see the numbers very well? These numbers are kind of hard to read on these uniforms. Beautiful uniforms by the military tonight, but great job of stopping him. Northridge is going to line up for a field goal. This is where you always got to watch for that fake. Read your keys off of this, but it looks like for Northridge they've got number 24 out there, who's Flora, their receiver. He's lining up for what would be a 38-yard field goal. Snap back, kick up. It looks like he's got the distance, and yes, sir, that's good.
Got it through. So Northridge strikes first in this game. They took the ball to the 20-yard line and marched down the field for inside of our 20. Warriors tightened up in there and forced them into a field goal. Hit the 38-yard field goal right there. So Northridge takes the lead on the Warriors right now, 3-0, 6:46 on the clock. What did you see on that drive, Coach? Yeah, I think, that Northridge didn't do anything fancy. They came in, started running the ball, wanted to establish a run, wanted to establish, clock control, and that's exactly what they did. But what I did see was the bend but don't break it attitude by the Warrior defense. And when you settle down, when you start to do your job and get to your assignment, it makes a big difference. And we saw that inside the red zone. And when you only give up a field goal inside the red zone, that's a win for defense anytime. So great job by the Warrior defense. Brad Stutzman keeping that defense up and ready to go. And let's see what the Warrior offense can do.
Warriors will get the ball for the first time tonight. They've got 2 guys back for them right now. Looks like you got Hepler and also for the Warriors, I think has Gabe Moore. Yeah, Gabe Moore, number 7, back as well for the Warriors. 2 deep, and looks like Flora will kick the ball again for the Raiders after he just kicked a 20. Did I say 38-yard? No. 28-yard field goal, wasn't it? Yeah, 28.
Yep.
So we'll get to see if who they kick to. I would love to see Hepler get some returns. As you mentioned, he's one of the hidden jewels within the NLC. Super athlete, great speed.
Absolutely great speed, and he is, like I said earlier, he is one of the most underrated players in the NLC. He's got that deceptive speed, and he can get his way behind defensive backs, no problem. So I'm looking forward to seeing him get the ball here.
All right, on the tee, and looks like it's going to be a short one in front of Moore. He's got to run up. He's going to let it hit, and actually gets to Hepler. Hepler picks it off the bounce, and looks like he got grabbed by the face mask, but I'm not going to see that call.
No
He's
call.
going to be taken down at the 19. Maybe they turned him, I don't know, but it looked like he turned pretty fast on that one.
Yeah, it did look like he caught the corner of the mask, but sometimes when you're in the heat of the game, it's hard to see that. But not a bad return by the Warriors. Coach Wagaman knows to don't kick it to number 3 there.
Exactly. He didn't kick it towards Hepler. So the Warriors get their first chance on offense tonight. 3-0 right now, 6:41 on the first quarter clock. Northridge took the opening possession, marched down the field, and got a field goal out of it after Warriors stiffened up inside the 20. Same field position that Northridge started at.
Yeah.
So first down, looks like we're going to send a flanker each way. We're going to have 2 guys tight on the wing set. We've got Eschbach in shotgun formation with Hepler in motion. Looks like we're going to try a jet sweep to the left with Hepler coming around. He gets 1 block there and good penetration on the inside. And it looks like he's probably going to lose about a yard or 2 on that.
Yeah, and then trying to get Dylan out to the outside edge so we can see some of that speed. Looked like the offensive tackle had a hard time containing the defensive end there. Defensive end beat him to the outside and then had forced Hepler up inside and the linebacker waiting on him. That's
that battle you see the whole time. You got the offensive guy saying, you can't get outside of me, and the D end is saying, I got to have it contained.
Yeah, absolutely. And the defensive end did a great job of stringing that out and forcing the receiver to cut it up.
So 2nd and 13, you're going to hand it up inside this time, and a little more penetration by the offensive line, but he's only going to gain about 2 yards going back up to the 19. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 11. I didn't catch who was running on that one. Looks like they had Levi Brown running on that one. So from the 19-yard line, it's going to be a long third down play, the first third down opportunity for the Warriors as they have their opening possession, 5:39 and counting on the first quarter clock, 3-0 Northridge. Eschbach is going to be in the shotgun, and he sends Levi Brown out to the flank. Going down the middle with that, and it's broken up in there. Good defense inside by number 50 for the Northridge Raiders. Tried to do a little hook route to the tight end there.
Yeah, it looked like he tried to just pick up a chunk of that yardage and maybe let the tight end Haunts maybe work a move and break off and get the first down yardage. Not bad. The offensive line did a decent job of protecting him. He could step up in the pocket. Looked like it hit him. He just got to come down with the football there and not getting.
It was good timing. I mean, the defender hit him as soon as the ball got there. And, and the ball was on the money. Just a better play by the defense. So Johnson's going to be punting for the Warriors. Ball's at the 19, so Northridge will get good field position. Good penetration. Looks like it just missed the block. Yeah. And they say that he tipped the ball because Johnson got knocked down on that, but they're not going to call any penalty on that because the ball was tipped.
Yeah, it did look like he got a little piece of the ball there, and sometimes it's hard to, you're trying to get that block. Can't lay off of the kicker there. But a good job by Johnson staying in there.
Good penetration on the inside, and that's nothing he can do about that. He got up the kickoff pretty quick. It got a good Warrior bounce, but Northridge is going to take over on the Warrior side this time. They're going to be on the 49-yard line of that with great field position.
Starting inside inside your own field position. Not ideal for the Warrior defense, but, hey, let's bend, not break, and see what we can do here.
Northridge again brings two receivers to each side with a single running back to the right this time of Graber. Graber's going to be in the shotgun. Both quarterbacks are going out of the shotgun mostly tonight, and that's common these days. You don't see them under center very often. Looks like you're going to go back and throw. It's a little slant route, hits the receiver coming across the middle. It's going to be hit about get about 9 yards down to the 41. Just a little slant to the inside receiver.
Yeah, it looks like it's a predetermined read, too, trying to find the bubble in that defense. Coach Stutzman trying to bring some pressure up the middle. Couldn't quite get to him. We got in his face a little bit. But, again, good job by the quarterback finding the bubble in the defense. A lot of that might even be called at the line, Coach.
And that's hard to guard because it's 1st and 10, and they've been pounding the ball. So you don't expect them to be running on that first down after they've been having so much success. But good job mixing up the plays by Northridge. Northridge, again, is going to send the receivers each way. This time the running back's going to be to the right of Graber. Graber in the shotgun awaits a snap, and he's back. Looks like he's throwing again. It's going to be a little out route. Hits the receiver in the flat. He's got 10 yards on that gain down to the 30-yard line as he's tackled out of bounds. They're going to mark him at the 31, but that's going to be a first down.
Again, another quick read by the quarterback, and it looks like they're attacking the flats. So coach is up in the box. They must see something in the defense dictated by the defensive backs. Vacating the area, getting a quick receiver out into the flats. It's hard for the outside linebacker to.
And those are short drops. It's not like he's back there very long and he's boom. He's got the ball out. He's only throwing it 5 yards, but then able to get 5-10 yards on the run after that.
Yeah, but receivers are vacating the flats. Linebackers have a hard time getting out there to cover.
All right, Graber's going to keep the ball this time himself. He's going around the right edge. He's got a lead blocker out there. He's out to 20. He's 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Northridge. Good blocking out in front of him. Graber just kept it, and he was gone.
Yeah, it is. Good blocking up front by the Raiders. Wawasee having a tough time containing the edge. Looks like they're getting outnumbered a little bit out there, by formation. Kids trying to adjust and just got to work off your block, got to get separation. And until you can get that separation, it's going to be hard to get off there and make tackles, So
Coach Eschbach was worried about Graber. He said he's a great athlete, and he just showed it right there.
Absolutely showed it right there. Great athlete, probably one of the better ones in the conference.
Yeah.
In the skill position spot. Maybe the best quarterback in the conference this year coming back as a senior.
Flores back to kick this time. Snap back, hold down, and looks like that one's going to be good. Northridge is going to take a 10-0 lead, 4:02 on the clock, and we'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse. Offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
4:02 on the first quarter clock, 10-0. Northridge has taken their first two possessions and marched down the field for a field goal. This time they took it all the way in, started at the 49-yard line of the Warriors and took it 49 yards. I think it was 3 plays, 2 passes, and then 1 run, and they scored.
Yeah, and then they've been doing a good job of attacking the flats. That's what they've been doing to get down the field. It's hard to get any pressure on a quick drop like that. Quarterback's already in the shotgun formation. Makes it difficult. Good predetermined read by the quarterback and good timing with the receiver to vacate the flats, sneak somebody out there, and outside linebackers. It's just a mismatch. You see that a lot in the NFL.
Exactly.
Big-time college football you'll see tomorrow trying to create mismatches.
Yep. So the Northridge is going to tee it up. Looks like they're going to kick back again. Gabe Moore is going to be on the receiving end of that. He's going to take it at the 9-yard line. He's got a seam up the middle. He tried to break up there. He's going to be hit at the 20-yard line. And good leg drive. Gets across to about the 23 is where they'll mark him. And the Warriors will start their second possession at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, not a bad return. Wawasee was able to create some lanes there. Good job by Northridge doing their job, staying in the lanes and squeezing down and funneling everything in the middle. That's what you want to do as a kickoff team. But not a bad return for the Warriors either.
We talked about before the game that one of the keys of the game was the Warriors to get off to a fast start, and this is where it's tough. I mean, you're down 10-0. You've only had one possession. Mm-hmm. This is a key possession right here as they get their second possession.
Yeah, it is, absolutely. And so as we get started here again, try to establish the run a little bit and get in more convertible second and third down. Good job.
Looks like Northridge is going to jump offside, but we didn't even snap that one, and I'm not sure what the D end was keying on that, but we're going to take the 5 yards. We've given him 10 yards already, so let's take 5 more back on the offsides of the D end for Northridge.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, Alan, as an offensive lineman, it's hard to resist, not popping up and getting a good punch on somebody. So good job by the offensive line staying disciplined there.
So 1st and 5 now from the 27-yard line. Eschbach receives a snap back. It's going to be going down the middle. He's got a guy down the sideline, and he's open. And that's going to be broken up. Man, that one, I thought, looked like, no, that wasn't Hepler who was out there. Who was that for the Warriors that was out there? Looked like Ethan Garza was the intended receiver on that one. But that looked like, or maybe it wasn't.
LaShawn.
Maybe it was LaShawn Moore.
Yeah, it looked like
I couldn't.
LaShawn.
6 and 8 kind of looked the same, but yeah, that was LaShawn.
Yeah, it looked like LaShawn
just a straight
again.
Little seam route, a go route.
Yeah,
he was open, and again, the receiver, the ball hit him, and just before or just after the ball arrived, the DB arrived and broke up the play.
Yeah, great job by the defensive back. LaShawn, again, he's fast.
Yeah, he is.
He can get behind the secondary. So not a bad job by the receiver. And, again, good job by the offensive line, giving him some protection, some time to step in the pocket and throw the football.
2nd and 5 now for the Warriors on the 28-yard line. Looks like Northridge is going to bring pressure up the middle. Get around the outside. Leave a good run right out there. He's going to be tackled across the 31-yard line. Going to get about a 3-yard gain on that. Northridge brought pressure up the middle, but the Warriors are fortunately not running up the middle.
No, yeah, they did. Get some good pressure up the middle. Good job by Wawasee. Looked like a little bit of counteraction or misdirection in the backfield there. Caught Northridge a little bit. That's actually a good blitz to run for Wawasee because he vacated the linebackers out of the area and able to pick up some yardage. And this is what you need. You need to get some momentum.
You got a third and manageable, third and
yes.
And it's going to be yard and a half on this, and a key possession right now for the Warriors. Eschbach is going to be in the shotgun. He's going to go back. Going to sit down on the outside, and that ball's going to be knocked down by the defensive end. Receiver was open. That was there, and that's going to hurt.
Yeah, that does hurt. Great job by the receiver. Actually, not bad protection by the offensive line. And anytime, the golden rule is an offensive lineman. When a defensive lineman gets those hands up in the air, give him that good, those thumbs up, palms right into the shoulder pads. It'll bring those hands right down.
Yeah. Tough break for the Warriors as it brings up 4th down. It looks like they're going to send out the punt unit with Johnson back. Last time the ball was tipped, Northridge had good pressure up the middle, so got to shore things up. Johnson, good punter, but he's got to have time to punt back there.
Absolutely.
There's a nice punt. Wow, that's a boomer.
Yep.
That's going to hit at the 20. Hopefully it's going to die. It's inside the 10, rolls down, get down there. They're going to down that thing at the half-yard line.
What a beautiful kick by Braden Johnson.
That ball didn't land till the 20-yard line. Kicked it from the 30-yard line. So, in the air, you're talking about that was 50 yards in the air. And then the roll gets down inside the 1-yard line, pinning Northridge really deep in their own territory.
Beautiful kick. Good, much better job about relieving the pressure by the punt team there. And I'll tell you what, Coach, Braden Johnson. Those are the kind of kicks you see on Saturday mornings or Saturday afternoons, and I look to see him there pretty soon.
All right, let's get a few scores out there from around the NLC North. Plymouth and Warsaw 7-0 Plymouth. Concord's up 3-0 on Northwood. Northwood hadn't given up a point, but, of course, they really hadn't had a lot of competition. Goshen, 7-0 early on Memorial.
Yeah.
So those are all good games today. Well-matched games in the NLC tonight.
Absolutely. Could be a good competitive night in the NLC. And, curious to see how that Plymouth and Warsaw game comes out. I've got a chance to see both teams in action a little bit.
So Northridge is tight in their end zone right now, coming out of the half-yard line. Looks like he got two running backs behind Graber this time. Hard snap. He's going to hand off and got a seam in there. He's going to fall across the 5-yard line to the 6. Good penetration initially, but he squirted through that seam, getting about 4 yards to give him a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, he did. And not bad penetration by the defensive line for Wawasee. Got to break down, though. In line terms, you can't get a yard deep, even, especially in that situation. You know what they're going to do. Sit down, own your gap, got to make a play, got a little bit tall, too much penetration, created some lanes for the running back, and he did a good job getting a couple yards there.
So Northridge is going to have second. They're going to call it 5 from the 6-yard line. They're going to stay in the same formation they had last play with a single receiver to the left, two backs out there. They're going to bring the tight end to the flat, and he's wide open. Catches at the 10, 15, cross the 20. He's going to be tackled, falling forward to about the 25-yard line. We lost. We didn't have Ube out there that time.
No, we didn't. And it looks like what Northridge is doing is they're trying to they're vacating the receivers, trying to get them in the deep half of the secondary, and then we're sneaking somebody out into the flats, whether it be a tight end or a slot receiver or back out of the backfield. And again, it's that mismatch. It's hard to have an outside linebacker on a skill position like that. And again, you'll see a lot of that tomorrow as a big boys kickoff on Saturday.
They started the 1-yard line, actually inside the 1-yard line, and 2 first downs later they're at the 24-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 24 for Northridge. They're going to send 3 receivers, bring a receiver now in motion, and they're going to bring it to the left-hand side with the quarterback keeper. He cuts back inside. He's at the 30, 40. He's at the 45. He's going to be chased out of bounds across midfield. And again, right there's a great run by the Northridge quarterback, Graber, and it was meant to go all the way to the outside, but he cut it back inside.
Yeah, that was just great athletic ability by the quarterback, great vision. Northridge offensive line doing a good job, and that's what the zone scheme does, Alan. When you get things going like that and create lanes with a smaller offensive line on that side, that's what he's going to do, and a good runner is going to have that vision and find those seams.
So Northridge has marched from inside of their own 1-yard line across midfield. Now they're at the 41-yard line after that. I don't know, that was probably a 25, 30-yard run by Graber that time. Graber, as Coach Eschbach alluded to, is a great athlete, and he can beat you with the legs, and he's shown he can beat you with his arm already.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just great all-around athlete. And yet, I tell you what, he makes good decisions. He's conservative with the football.
So they're going to be at a pistol formation right now with a deep back behind the shotgun formation. They're going to hand off to the up man this time, and he's going to be met initially at the line of scrimmage. He's going to break that first tackle, and he's going to get about a 5-yard gain out of it down to the 46-yard line, or 36, excuse me.
Again, Alan, not bad penetration by the defensive line. We got to settle down at the heels and force a running back into our linebackers.
Yeah. So we're talking 2nd and 5 now for Northridge. 2 possessions for Northridge, field goal and a touchdown. This time it looks like they're marching down. The Warriors are going to have to limit them here and got to toughen up. 2 receivers each side. Single running back this time. Switches to the right-hand side of Graber. Looks like the Warriors are a little confused on defense and going to have to take a timeout. Take that back. That's going to be
delay.
Okay, I didn't see the play clock there. All right. Well, maybe our confusion confused them. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, sometimes when you have guys running around on defense, it can mess with the blocking scheme for sure.
All right. Hey, a little shout-out to Cole Van Loo. A former student of mine just texted me and said he's listening to the game. He's down a student at Ball State listening to the game, and his uncle is Mr. Van Loo. Yeah. And Cole was a great player a few years ago here for the Warriors, and I enjoyed having him in class, and he's on to bigger and better things at Ball State.
Always great to hear from former students.
It is.
Always great to hear them.
All right, so Northridge is now backed up 5 more yards, 2nd and 10. Quarterback's going to go back in the shotgun. He's got plenty of time. He's going across the middle, and he hits his receiver. Oh, man, that was a beautiful throw. That was right on the right time. The DB was right there for the Warriors. Looked like that was good coverage by Wawasee, but even a better throw.
Oh, man, they threaded the needle right there. Not bad protection. I did think Northridge got away with a little hold. Yeah. I saw a good jersey tug and a Warrior on the ground, but again, a great throw, way to step up in the pocket, and you can't play any better defense than that. just made a great play.
First quarter clock's running down. They might get this play off. We're under 20 seconds right now. A 10-0 lead for the Raiders. Two receivers right, one to the left, two guys back, and he's going to hand off, bring it around this side to Moglen. Moglen's got a block on a sweep, and he's around the outside contain, hit at the 15, and he's going to fall forward to the 12-yard line where they mark him out of bounds there.
Yeah, just another basic jet sweep there, Alan. And a good job by the Northridge offensive line. Offensive tackle did a good job of getting inside of our defensive end. And, we got to create separation. You got to be able to get off the block to string that thing out.
So the first quarter ends with Northridge in control right now. 10-0 Northridge up after one quarter of football here at Warrior Field. And we'll be right back on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Bugman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Second quarter starting here at Warrior Field. Northridge is up 10-0 right now. Northridge has the ball, and Warriors are on defense. Northridge has marched inside red zone again. They're at the 12-yard line as we start the second quarter. It's going to be important now for the defense to tighten up.
Yeah, it is. And, again, it's playing discipline, getting some separation up front. We're giving up the edge too much and, again, getting exposed in the flats. So strengthen up the defense here, especially inside the red zone.
Northridge has been running this formation a lot with two receivers each side and a single running back. They're going to bring a guy in motion this time, and Northridge is going to move early on that, and they're going to back him up 5 yards. It looked like the left guard got a little bit anxious on that.
Yeah, he did. He was
maybe left tackle, excuse me.
Ready to get off the football, and it's hard as a big guy down in the red zone. Want to get some movement so we can get the ball in the end zone.
Talk about that separation. You've been talking about getting separation as a D-line, O-line. You don't want the guy to get into you. Want to get your hands on him and get away from his body. You don't want him into your body.
Yeah, absolutely. And so as a defensive lineman, if you watch football on Saturdays and Sundays, you got to get the initial punch, get the separation, so then you can see what's going on, and then you can get the leverage and separate yourself from the offensive lineman and make a play.
So they'll mark it back to the 18 and be first and 15.
Another draw.
Graber's going to draw that up the middle, 10-5, and looks like he's going to go in.
It's a great play call.
Great play call. Yep, you called it. So he drops back. Looks like he's going to pass it. It was a called draw, and we were in man coverage. We're running down the field with our guys, and no one saw the quarter. I don't even think he got touched that time.
No, he didn't. And again, that's just a great play call. You know, he spread the defense thin in that situation. Everybody thinks the pass is coming, and then a good job by Coach Wagaman calling the play, keeping the ball in your best athlete. In the hand of your best athlete.
Well, Coach Eschbach had mentioned about how Graber was going to be one of their tougher athletes, and he so far has shown that he's one of the best athletes on the field. So snap back, kick up. Looks like that's going to be down the middle, and 17-0 is going to be our score here at Warrior Field. A couple updates. You got some scores there that have been texted into you.
Yeah. We got some up-to-the-minute scores here. So into the first quarter right now, we've got Central Noble 7, Fairfield 0. Had future Hall of Famer Trevor Tipton back on the sidelines this year at Central Noble. Always good to see that. Good man as well. We've got, at the end of the first quarter, we've got Mechaniquaw 6 and Whitco 0. In the first quarter right now, we have the Rockies of Plymouth at 7 and Warsaw 3, so a good physical battle there, what we saw. And it looks like Memorial has scored a touchdown to make it 7-7 with Goshen. And that one, it'd be interesting to see how that one turns out, Alan.
Yeah. We were talking about how Memorial has probably improved. Goshen, they've improved some in the last couple of years as well.
Yeah, they have, and the Park family has a rich tradition there. Good to see them back on the sidelines, and again, a branch off another Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
So we've been fortunate in Northern Indiana to have some Indiana Hall of Fame coaches, and to see their sons take over. It's always a neat thing.
Yeah, you've got it over at Northwood with the Andrews family, and it is. You're right around here. It kind of gets in your blood, doesn't it? I mean, if you grow up with it. And
absolutely.
Yeah.
It does.
All right, Wawassee's waiting to receive it. Kick's going to come back, and this one's going to be deep, and I don't know if we're going to get it to return that, and he's going to fall down. Receiver for the Warriors picked the ball up at the 1 yard line, and he falls down there. Cameron Salazar getting a chance to return that, and it looked like his feet slipped out from under him, and the Warriors are going to have to start at the 1 yard line.
Yeah, not ideal right now,
ideal,
especially,
yeah.
but yeah, with the score like that. And again, Cam's a sophomore, getting a little anxious. You want to get the ball and you want to make an impression. And sometimes, you get out on that turf, it's slick, it's sweaty, it's hot, it's muggy, and it makes it difficult. Looks like he just lost his footing. I think he could have had a good return. And Cam Salazar's a great athlete, Alan.
Good kid, great athlete, and just getting some playing time. How much do you guys practice on the turf field here?
You try to share with the other sports. So we at least 2 days a week at least, especially when you're going to have a home game. And now, obviously, if you're going to go play on grass, we'll be practicing on that most of the time.
So Warriors are going to start at their own 1 yard line. They're going to have two receivers to each side, and quarterback comes up underneath the center. This time it's going to be a quarterback sneak just straight up the middle, and he might get one. Well, it looks like a rugby scrum there.
Yeah,
so
it did.
They pushed the pile. I don't know how many yards they're going to end up giving him, but
it absolutely looked like Reggie Bush in 2005 at Notre Dame.
Yeah,
I still remember that too.
Oh man, if you're a Notre Dame fan, no one will forget that one.
Yeah,
they're going to spot him at the 5 yard line, so give him a 3 yard gain. 2nd and 7. Eschbach just kept that and got some help from the line and everybody. So we'll give him a couple yards. Bring up a 2nd and 7 from the 5 yard line. Third possession for the Warriors, and it's important that they move the ball and at least flip the field. So Eschbach waits the snap. He's got a single running back, and it's going to be handed off to the running back up the middle, and he's going to be met right there. Oof! Wow! Good penetration that time, and
great penetration by the Raider defensive line, and Wawasee offensive line did just a little tall. Again, gave up leverage there. So, and one of the things Coach Eschbach really tries to do is to out-formation people and to give his guys an advantage, and that's what he's trying to do. Is just we've had some opportunities in every game to take advantage of the formations he puts them in. It's just been difficult to do so.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to bring it out 3rd and 7. Warriors at their 5 yard line. Important to get a first down, but even more important not to turn the ball over. 4 receivers to the left and 1 to the right. Empty backfield. The Eschbach's got to get the ball out quick. It's out here to Hepler, and good throw out there. Good catch by Hepler. He's going to be across the 15 to the 16, and I think that'll be the Warriors' first down of the night.
It will be, and it was a great read by Eschbach. Way to hang tough in the pocket. They would bring some pressure at him. Good job by Hepler again to take it. So now let's keep some momentum here and keep the drive going.
We were talking off the air about catching the ball, and we've been letting the ball come to us a few times as a receiver, and that time Hepler went out and got the ball with his hands and didn't let it get into his body.
Absolutely. Great job by the receiver there, creating some separation and coming down with the football.
So Eschbach in the shotgun awaits it, and handoff right side this time. He's going to be a sweep outside, cutting back inside is Levi Brown, and he's going to be met about the line of scrimmage. Good job of contain. I thought he had the outside, and then he cut it back in.
Yeah, it looked like it.
Good job of pursuit by the DB that time on the left-hand side of the Raider defense.
It was, and that's what you're going to see out of Tom Augerman coach team is that disciplined football, good pursuit angles and things like that. Well, the offensive line did a good job of setting the edge. Again, in zone, got to get to that second level and try to pick them up. Hey, and there's no offensive lineman that keeps track of the safety, trust me.
Yeah, nobody in the backfield this time as Eschbach sends 5 receivers out in the formation. Quick throw this time to the outside, and it's going to be, that was dropped by the DB. The DB read that. We just had a little sit-down route on the outside. DB jumped it and it went through his hands, fortunately, or he'd have walked in for a pick 6.
Yes, it did, and great read by the defensive back. Not a bad choice by Eschbach. You got to get it off quick, certainly, especially deep in your own territory. But kid made a great play there.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have anybody behind him. We only had one receiver. Actually, and he just made a great read. Unfortunately for the Warriors, he didn't catch it. 3rd down and 10. Wawasee's got to get 10 yards here, and Eschbach's going to go a deep out pattern, and the ball's caught out there by Gabe Moore at the 39-yard line. That was a deep out pattern, and the ball went over the DBs. Good loft on that by Eschbach, and Gabe Moore comes down with another nice catch for a first down.
Yeah, absolutely, he did. But a great job by the offensive line, giving him a couple seconds for that play to set up. And as a quarterback, I've never played the position, but that's a very tough route to complete. It's a lot of timing and got to get enough.
I mean, he threw that before he came out of his break, and like you said, he had the time. There was nobody in his face, and good job by the offensive line. Warriors have 2 first downs now. They're going to hand the ball this time up to Levi. Levi Brown's got a hole up the middle. He's going to hit the 40, 43-yard line, crawl up to the 44, and that's going to be a good 5-6-yard gain.
Yeah, it was. It was a good job. Great job by Levi again in that zone scheme, creating those lanes naturally, trying to get to the second level. Did a great job. And sometimes it takes a while for a running back to learn where those lanes are or anticipate where they're going to be, and Levi's going to be a good one. Great job picking apart the defense there. Let's keep the drive going.
This time the Warriors are at 2nd and 4 now. They're at the 44-yard line. They started this drive at their own 1-yard line and have gained 43 yards. Eschbach in the backfield by himself, and he's going to bring a man in motion, going to bring a jet sweep around this side. Good to contain outside, but he cuts back inside, and he's going to get to the line of scrimmage and maybe get a yard out of that. Northridge did a good job of pursuing that one.
Yeah, they did. And what Coach Eschbach really likes to do is, again, try to set the edge. And we've got the skilled players to do it for sure. And Northridge knows that. And so, great job. Defensive backs coming downhill and filling. Not a whole lot you can do about that up front. So hopefully we can we've got a third and manageable.
Manageable, definitely. 3rd and 3 from the 45-yard line as the Warriors need to get a first down. We talked about ball control, down 17-0 right now, and 8 minutes in the quarter. It'd be good to see them get this first down and keep the ball, not just keep the ball, but keep it out of the defensive hand. Looks like you're going to have Eschbach's going to try to run that, and that one's not going to go anywhere. No, it looked like a design run, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, it did. It looked like it was trying to wrap the guard around, maybe a little bit of quarterback power. So we're pulling the guard and then kicking out the first man. We see looked like the defensive lineman, what we call that hand on the hip pocket. He followed the pulling guard right there. Yeah. Made a great play, and that's just
again reading your keys. Good defense and good discipline on Northridge's part.
Yep.
Unfortunately for the Warriors, that's going to bring up a 4th and 4 on their side, 44-yard line of the 50, and Johnson's going to be in the punt again. Johnson stands at his 30-yard line this time, received the kick back, and a good solid kick again. Man, another kick's going to hit at the 10-yard line and unfortunately going to bounce into the end zone, but another boomer by Johnson.
I tell you what, I mean, just unbelievable as a high school kid being able to get a boot like that, even though it went in the end zone. Great job. And again, much improved job by the Wawasee punt team on that one, keeping them clean. So Northridge is going to start this time at their own 20-yard line. Unfortunately for the Warriors, they haven't stopped Northridge yet. This will be their 4th possession, 1 field goal, 2 touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. Yeah, and a lot of it is we've really got to do a better job of defending the flats. And so I know in-game adjustments are hard, especially when you got a bunch of two-way players in the skill positions like we do. And that's definitely going to be a halftime adjustment. And I know Coach Stutzman's trying to adjust that on the sideline. So hopefully we can get that figured out on this drive. And again, up front, staying low, staying physical, and not flying upfield.
So Northridge is going to bring 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left, both two running backs flanking Graber this time. Graber's going to fake the ball and going to keep it himself right up the middle. He's at the 30, 40, 45. He breaks out this side. He's at the 50. It's going to be a foot race this side, and they got the contain on the sideline. He's going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. Another great read by Graber.
Yeah. And so what they're doing, that's his own read play, just traditional Urban Meyer.
Yeah.
Made that popular in the early 2000s
and
with Tim
that's
Tebow.
My team, by the way. Ohio State is. But thanks for saying that.
Hey, you Ohio guys. I do have to show you some love for sure. Great football tradition over there. And we'll talk about that a little bit later today. But, hey, does a great job. A little bit of his own read. And
he just followed he fakes the handoff. And follows his running back in there, and everybody thinks the running back has it, and all of a sudden he's 5 yards down the field, and then where the athleticism comes in is he cuts back and gets another 20, 25 yards on that cutback.
Oh, absolutely, and he's quick, and if you make one mistake, and so what he's doing is he's reading the defensive lineman to see where he's going to go, linebacker bit, and if you just take one step, he's off to the races.
Yeah. This time he's going to hand off to, looks like Moglen's going to get that, and good penetration that time by the defensive line as they're going to stack him up at the defensive line, and he's going to get about a yard on that.
Yeah, Justin Castro with a great job there. He finally got that separation, doing a great job out there. Young, strong sophomore.
He is. Justin's another good kid, and I think what's happening is you see it with the Warriors. They got some young guys being forced into action, and Justin's one of those guys that's getting valuable varsity experience this year, and he will be a solid player. But it's kind of hard sometimes when you're a sophomore. I mean, nothing against him, but when you're playing a junior or senior, those 18-year-olds are a lot stronger than a 15-year-old.
Oh, man, it's a big difference. It's a big difference. So him and Hagen Slusher, they're going to grow up together and end up okay.
Yeah. Looks like they're going to run a fade route this time down the sideline, and that one is going to be broken up by Josh Slayball that time. So we had 2nd and 10 that time, and Northridge ran a fade route down the side with a single coverage out there, and the ball was thrown really where it needed to be, but good defense that time by Schleybaugh.
Yeah, Schleybaugh looked like he got caught looking in the backfield a little bit, but Josh is a great athlete. I like to say I was instrumental in getting him to come out for football, but great recovery to get there and play some defense and knock down the football. So great job by the Warriors.
Fortunately, I said it was a good throw, but it could have been a few yards deeper, and if it was, it would have been a touchdown.
Yes. Yep.
3rd down and 10 now for Northridge at the 29-yard line. Defense got to tighten up here now. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single running back, and Graber's going to be back to pass. Going to run that same fade route and see if Josh is out there. This time he's got to knock it down. Ooh, I thought he had the pick. He did, didn't he? He did a better job that time. He turned and he blanketed the receiver, and I thought he was going to pick it.
Yeah, you know something that a lot of people don't know about Josh. It's his first year back since 8th grade or freshman year. I can't remember. So, you have a year or two off of high school football makes a big difference. He learned from his mistake the first time, flipped the hips around, good defensive back play. And again, Alan, that's your wheelhouse, not mine.
There you go. Yeah,
I wasn't running down the field, but a good job.
Yeah, when you turn back on that as DB, you got to get back into the guy, like you said, flip the hips and get back to him and knock the ball down. So Northridge is going to go for it. It's on the 29-yard line, too far for a field goal. 4th and 10. Warriors got to toughen up, and it looks like the offensive line starts too early, and we'll see if that changes Tom Wagaman's decision right there. So instead of 4th and 10, it's now 4th and 15. Instead of from the 29, it's going to be from the 34. You're up 17-0. Do you risk going here? I mean, this is where you – but if you punt it and it goes in the end zone, what do you get, 15 yards, 14 yards out of it? So, I mean – force the defense to stop you.
Yeah, that's what I would do. You take a shot to the end zone, or even you've got plenty of room to get a first down here. I think you go for it here, and the way your defense is playing right now, it's not going to hurt.
Right. Well, this is where if you throw it down the field, you might get a penalty. What you're thinking, but Warriors got to get some pressure this time. They also got to contain Graber. Watch him running and getting out of the backfield. Graber's going to throw it down the sideline. They're trying that 3rd time and broken up again. They got to realize that Schleybaugh out there is making some plays.
Yeah, Schleybaugh is. It's another great job, and that's no easy feat as a defensive back. Being a single coverage like that in front of all the people. Great job, great defense. Again, I'd like to see a little bit more pressure from our defensive line, but again, great job trying to go after the first-year defensive back.
Good job by Josh Schleybaugh out there. 3 times they ran just a straight go route, just receiver running down the field, and Josh ran right with him and knocked all 3 of them down. So the Warriors are going to take over at the 34-yard line. That's the first time the defense has stopped them, and we're looking forward to some little momentum from last time. A little quick swing pass outside this time, caught by the Warriors. Actually caught behind the line of scrimmage, but then he's going to run forward. That little receiver screen that's so popular these days, and they're going to get about 4 yards out of it.
Yeah, that's become so popular as athletes have gotten so much better on defense. Is you make the read at the line of scrimmage. You see the defensive back right now is 10 yards off. And there we go again.
We're going to run that same play. I don't think we were set that time. I'm not sure what they're going to call on that. They're going to call it illegal motion, but he was behind the line, and I believe he's allowed to move on that. I'm not sure why he called that.
I'm not sure either. I don't know.
The only way would be if he's going forward. I mean, he can move sideways. He's standing up, so he's not set. He can move. I'm not sure. Okay, so anyway, we're trying to make a habit of not really criticizing the officials too much. But sometimes they make it too easy.
Yeah, they do. They do. And it's a
and they do a good job, and it is a thankless job, but we can give them a little bit of grief.
Yeah, we can. We've got to. Makes it fun.
So 2nd and 11 now from the 32-yard line as Eschbach's in the backfield by himself, the 5 receivers in the set. Fakes that screen, and then this time he gets it out to Evans again, who makes a first man miss, and he's going to get another 5 yards. So they see something there that they like. They've got Aaron Evans, a great athlete, trying to just catch the ball in the flat, and he made the first guy miss. Gets a few yards out of it.
Yeah, and Aaron is a great athlete, and so what they've got is they're outnumbered over to the boundary, and so with the safety's the next defender there. So it's no different running a sweep, but he's already out there, and you can see right here we've got a defensive back over the top, and then the safety, and we've got 3-on-2 out here.
So another swing pass, this time going out to the other side of Gabe Moore, who makes the first man miss at the 40 down to the 41-yard line, and the guy just caught him that time by the shoestring, and they're going to mark that one at the 41-yard line, bringing up a 3rd down. Wait, is that 4th down? No, that's 3rd down, isn't it? Or it's 4th down?
I think it is 4th down.
Okay, so it is going to be 4th. It's going to be a 4th and a long 2, and the Warriors are staying on the field with the offense this time. looks like they're going to go for it. Eschbach's back there by himself. Quick screen pass outside this time, and Moore's going to catch it, and he's not going to be called down. I thought he touched down back here. No,
Early
one guy
whistle?
did call it.
They called a knee down back
I guess
there.
they did call it. Looked like he went down, but kept his hand down. But the officials are going to say his knee touched behind the line of scrimmage, which means the Warriors are going to turn it over on downs at the 39-yard line. Gutsy called there, but when you're down 17-0 with 4:45 in the second quarter, and you fourth and 2, short yardage, I think you got to go for it.
Yeah, I think you have to, sometimes you're down early in the game. You got to try to make something happen. It wasn't a bad play call either. You notice after he picked up the knee, and he just about had the first down, trying to work numbers against numbers there. Just didn't work out for him that time with his footing.
So Northridge is going to take over at the 39-yard line. First down from that point right there, and the Warriors are going to call timeout. So we'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
4:45 on the second quarter clock. 17-0. Northridge leading the Warriors. Warriors have held them last time, had a fourth down. We just turned it over on downs. Northridge takes over now to 39-yard line, our 39-yard line, and another defensive stop is needed.
Yeah, absolutely. Got to put in a tough position. Brad Stutzman saw something he didn't like in Northridge alignment. Had to burn the timeout here. But it's better to be safe than sorry, especially this late in the half. So hopefully we can get a stop and get a score before the half.
So Graber's got two running backs to each side. This time he's going to fake the ball, and then he's going to read it, and he keeps it himself. Makes the first man miss, and then he gets across the 30 inside to the 25. He held that ball in his belly for so long.
Unbelievable. And I tell you what, that's a senior. It's a senior quarterback making that decision out there. Did a great job. Textbook option football.
So what do you teach? Both guys hold on to the ball on that, and you expect to get the ball as a running back?
Yeah, so it's almost like it's a pressure thing and a timing thing. And then the quarterback ultimately is going to make the call on that. So if he pushes it into the stomach hard, then the running back's going to take it. Then if he kind of leaves it there and then pulls it, and it did a great job.
So Northridge has another first down at the 25-yard line where they are marching inside of Warrior territory. Two running backs to both sides. This time he's going to get the ball. Wow, did he get the ball to him? He does get it to the up back.
Yeah,
I don't know how he did that. Running back was almost across the line, and he had to reach forward and hand it to him.
Yeah, a little bit miscommunication there in the backfield. It looked like it might have been a design, maybe a quarterback ISO even as fast as the running back went through there. So, and then again, great push by the Northridge.
Yeah, they're going to get about 3 yards on that, and that's just by falling forward.
Yeah, it was. It was.
So there's a 22-yard line with 3:38 on the second quarter clock. 17-0. Northridge is up, marching again in Warrior territory. Three receivers this time are going to come to the right, one to the left, and looks like Graber's going to wait on the snap, and he's going to run to the right. And he's got a lead. Yep, design run. We've got a bunch of blockers out in front. He's going to, at the 15, he gets hit. Breaks it at 10, 5, touchdown. Two guys miss the tackle, and Graber goes in. But we've got some laundry on the field, so hopefully that's going to come back. And where they called that, it's going to be a block in the back. Fortunately for the Warriors, they're going to bring this one back.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. We caught a break there again. Yeah. Another design quarterback run. Keep the ball in your best athlete's hand. Great job by the fullback leading around. And again, it was just numbers. You had some offensive linemen pulling. You had the back in the backfield leading. And then, you have an athlete in some space with some people in front of him. He's going to make things happen.
So they got the ball at the 22-yard line that time. The first defender meets him at the 15. So he's 7 yards down the field before the first guy meets him. He makes that guy miss, cuts back, makes that guy miss. So that's exactly what you want. You get cross the line of scrimmage, you get ahead of speed, and then you make the guys miss.
Absolutely. It's just great.
So fortunately for the Warriors, it's backed up. Now it's going to bring up second and 14 from the 29-yard line. Raiders going to send two receivers each side. This time they bring Moglen and Roshan. They're going to run the jet sweep. Good penetration outside, but they cut back in the middle, and there's no one there for the Warriors. And he's going to get about a 7-8 yard gain before he's met by the inside linebackers.
Yeah, and all that was a great cut and a great read by the quarterback. By the running back. And, the defensive end did his job. And, again, that's linebacker scraping over the top, what we call the scrape over the top. The defensive end spills that inside as a linebacker. You've got to come over the top, and you've got to be tight to your defensive tackle so you don't create those lanes.
Yeah. So the Warriors aren't getting off their blocks right now, and it's pretty evident in the fact that the Northridge Raiders are controlling the game. That's one of the things we said is a key before the game. Which team's going to control it? And Northridge has run 2 to 3 times the number of plays we have so far.
Absolutely.
So Graber's going to go back, and it's going to be a design draw again. He makes one man miss, jumps over the pile, and he's going to gain about 5 yards inside the 20-yard line. They're going to mark him down at the 17. Yeah, it looks like the 17-yard line. This will bring a 4th down and a long 2.
Yeah, great athletic run by the quarterback there, design run.
Yep.
And just trying to, again, on 3rd down, and Coach Walkman playing it safe, keeping the ball in the quarterback's hand, and almost made a.
So it looks like they're going to go for a field goal. This will be a 34-yarder. They're going to spot the ball down at the 24-yard line, and it's going to be a long field goal.
It is, and not much wind tonight at all, so it would be interesting to see what kind of.
So it's going to be a left hash kick. Snap back, hold down, kick up. Looks like that has the distance, and yes, that goes through the uprights.
Yeah,
nice kick that time.
Yeah, not a lot of height on it.
Not a lot of height.
Low line drive and put it right through the uprights.
So as a coach, that's a situation where you're practicing for a tighter game. Northridge goes up 20-0 with that field goal there, but as a coach, you got to say, can we kick that in a tight game?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good to get those reps in, and then because you never know what's going to happen in a game. I can tell you.
Yep.
You never know when you're going to use your kicker and put them in those situations. So,
1:24 before halftime. We're in the second quarter. Northridge just kicked a field goal to go up 20-0. The defense has kind of been hanging in there, bigging up a ton of yards. Northridge is controlling the line of scrimmage right now, and the Warriors have had a little bit of success on offense, but they just have had poor field position and just haven't been able to make any big plays either.
Yeah, field position hasn't helped, and then Wawasee on the last drive did a great job of kind of isolating their athletes and getting some numbers, running some bubble screen or a quick jet out there and getting some numbers. Just not able to sustain a drive, and again, false start on the last one or illegal formation.
Yeah.
Hurt us a little bit there.
So it's 1:24 on the second quarter clock. We'll see if the Warriors can get any good field position to work with before halftime here. Ball's on the tee, kick deep. Looks like they might have a chance to return this one. It's going to come down to the 1-yard line, and Hepler's going to get a chance on this, see if he can get ahead of speed. Good penetration that time, and he's going to met at the 20. He's going to move forward from there and not going to get very far, but good job of lane containment by the special teams for Northridge.
Yeah, great job again, funneling everything into the middle. You stay in your lanes. That's what you do as a kickoff specialist. Keep that outside shoulder free. Squeeze everything to the middle. Did a great job of piling everybody up and containing the speed of Dylan Hepler.
So the Warriors are going to have to start at their 20-yard line. Every time they've had the ball, they've been inside their 20, with the exception of one time they got the ball at the 36-yard line. So never have they been past midfield, but a lot of that, again, goes to containment or being able to control it offensively. 5 receivers this time. Eschbach in the shotgun by himself, and he's going to run a...
Yeah, it looked like a little choice right there, out there, Allen, and receiver and
I'm
quarterback.
not sure what he was throwing to, but he had time and he got rid of it, so I don't think it was a case of needing to throw it early, but miscommunication that time.
Yep, and it does. And a lot of things with spread offenses, a lot of things are made at the line of scrimmage, and so it's the anticipation. And the receiver looked like he was going for the deep ball. Eschbach thought he was going to break it off with a quick hitch or something like that, and then had some miscommunication there.
So Eschbach's going to be in the backfield by himself, 2nd down and 10 from the 20-yard line. He's going to roll out to his right, getting heavy penetration that time. He's going to throw it out to the receivers, open his flat, caught at the 25, hit at the 30, and he's going to fall, actually hit at the 29. He might give him the 30-yard line. Good job of just checking down and hitting the guy this time, and the Warriors are going to take a timeout. So we'll take a timeout with him, and we'll be right back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Alan Koblenz alongside Ty Bloomfield here. Second quarter action, 1:02 left on the second quarter clock. Northridge in control right now, 20-0. The Warriors have the ball. They got a third and a very short from the 29.5. They got to get to the 30-yard line for a first down. Got to get this first down and then see what you can do from here.
Yeah, absolutely. So just focus on picking up the first down. Then, with Coach Eschbach's offense, a lot of quick release throws. Use those as timeouts. Stop the clock on the way down. Let's get this first down here.
Even though it's a third and short, the Warriors are going to spread the field with 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and they're going to sneak it this time. It looks like a fumble on the snap, and Eschbach is going to go backwards on that one. So the ball went between his legs, and that's hard to see right there.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coach, as an offensive lineman, that's a tough one, and it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen, but it does at times. And if you're not used to being put in those situations,
Yeah, you don't go under center very often. So when you get a situation like that where you got to get a short yardage, 1 yard, then what do you do? I mean, you come up under center, and if he's not used to the ball coming up there, and that one just squirted between the quarterback's legs, actually, he had to go backwards and fall on it. And instead of falling forward for a first down, he's falling backwards and losing 3 yards, and now it brings up a 4th and 3, and they're going to have to punt.
Yeah, absolutely. Deep in your own territory. Again, just unfamiliar situation for Slusher, the center, and then Eschbach, the quarterback. You don't practice a ton of those situations, and when you do, you'd like to think you'd be able to convert them, but, things happen. Still early in the season, Alan. Not a lot of reps of doing that, and that'll get better as the season goes on.
So Johnson's going to be inside his 15-yard line to receive this snap with 55 seconds left to go. This is going to be important that he gets a good kickoff here so Northridge doesn't have good field position to work with that last minute. Snap back, Johnson receives it. Good pressure, doesn't get off quite as good a kick this time. It's going to bounce at the 44-yard line and bounce out of bounds at the 41-yard line where Northridge will take over with 49 seconds to go.
Yeah, and I think the key for Wawasee defensively here is going to keep the quarterback in check. And then obviously, don't be surprised to see a draw here. They might go 5 wide, kind of open up the field, let the quarterback run, how elusive he is, and try to get out of bounds and then set up a field goal or even take a shot at the end zone.
I haven't kept track of them, but I don't remember Northridge taking any timeouts. They at least have 2, probably all 3 left. I don't remember any.
I think they took a timeout this last, after the
Oh, okay,
there.
They did. Yeah, they took that timeout, not us. So, yeah you're right. So they got 2 timeouts left with, 59 yards to go, and we've seen them, quarterbacks run off a couple 50-yarders himself already. So Northridge had plenty of time on the clock. This is going to be important for the Warriors to shut things down right now and go into halftime just down 20-0. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Got a single running back beside Graber. Graber's in the shotgun formation, awaits a snap. He's back. Good penetration by the defense that time, and he's hit as he throws, and that made the difference.
Oh, absolutely. Great penetration by the defense. Looked like it brought a little bit of pressure on the outside. I couldn't tell who that was.
Looked like that was Aaron Evans on around the outside from the linebacker spot. Sent a little blitz.
Absolutely. And, in these 3 front defenses, the nice thing about those outside linebackers is that they're really kind of hybrid defensive linemen. And so a quick athletic kid like Aaron, get him up on the edge. It's definitely a mismatch for an offensive lineman. And we call it running the hoop on the defensive line. Did a great job getting that shoulder pad below the offensive lineman, Bennett, and then got pressure on the quarterback. Excellent job by Mr. Evans.
Second down from the 41-yard line with 45 seconds on the second quarter clock. Graber's going to be back again, fakes it, and then he goes deep, and he's going to overthrow his guy right there. Good coverage by Konitsky on that time.
Absolutely. Great coverage.
It looked like a hitch and go where he came in, faked the hitch, and then went on a go, and a good job not biting on that by Konitsky.
Absolutely. It's a hard thing to stay away from as a defensive back.
And that's a name you got to say a lot, that Konitsky name.
Yes.
I mean, it just has a sound to it,
It is definitely a defensive name. It's definitely a defensive name.
Yeah. You'd expect him to be a lot bigger than he is. He's got more of that lineman name, but it's a great name.
Yeah, absolutely. I tell you what, he's a tough kid,
and he's a good kid, too.
Yeah, tough kid. Got to coach him last year on the JV squad. Awesome kid.
2 receivers each way, and looks like Northridge is going to jump left tackle. That's, I think, his second time.
Yeah.
And he's hitting himself on the helmet as he should.
Yeah, absolutely. I've taken plenty of those shots myself.
Self-induced and by other people.
Absolutely.
So Northridge goes backwards on third down, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 15 from the 36 with 41 seconds on the second quarter clock. And this is where the Warriors want to get some pressure, play good defense, keep everything in front of you, and try to get off the field.
Absolutely. We'll see what Coach Stutzman has dialed up here. Hopefully bring some heat, and R.J. Wright get in on.
So
use your hands up. Quarterback
there
draw.
You go. Quarterback draw. Good job by the line that time.
Good job. Hey,
linemen stayed in their lanes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, go ahead, talk about that.
Absolutely. It's hard to jump in there, Coach. But a great job. Offensive linemen didn't get too much penetration, which opens up those natural lanes for the quarterback. Again, defensive linemen want to get a yard deep, anchor down there, force that constriction of the pocket, and then make things happen from there. Great job up front defensively. R.J. Wright, good job bending and condensing that pocket.
Good possession that time by the Warriors. All right, let's catch up on a few area scores here as we got a timeout by the Warriors as we wait there. So Northwood 6-3 over Concord. Memorial 14-10 now over Goshen. 21-10 with that second score. And then update on the Northwood game, actually 9-6. So good, tight, physical game up there between Northwood and Concord. I would have expected that to have been a little higher scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I would have thought, too, especially with, the Yodo kid at quarterback, his explosive ability there. But, we're no stranger to the Concord Minutemen, and I tell you what, when I was coaching at East Noble, I coached against them a lot, got to play against them. Always good athletes, always big linemen, and they're never any joke when they come to town.
So it looks like Northridge is going to keep their offense on the field. I expect this to be a short punt. And yes, Graber drops back a little bit, and Hepler will drop back himself. So the quarterback's going to punt that. Hepler lets that bounce at the 33-yard line, and it's going to roll down to the 31. I thought he should have come up and caught that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's a little risky and stuff, but I thought he should have come up and caught that, and I see a coach on the sideline telling him the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And
so
it is risky. I mean, you're getting late in the half, and you don't want to drop the football sometimes, but you got to take a risk when you're down 20-0 for sure.
You got to make those plays, and we talked about it when I interviewed Coach today about making plays. Somebody's got to make some plays. So with 20 seconds, the Warriors take over at the 31-yard line. I expect them to maybe see if they can get something, but more or less be conservative. Northridge has got one defender about 15 yards from the line of scrimmage, and I expect them to have actually got another guy dropping. So Eschbach's back in the backfield by himself. Looks like they're going to go deep down the sideline, and that's going to be intercepted. Graber's got that at the 40-yard line. Got a lot of field in front of him. He's at the 50, flag down on the field for a clip in the back, and he's down at the 40. 30. He's got a convoy down the sideline, and he's going to be taken out at the 15-yard line. But this one will come back as one of the defensive guys for Northridge clipped one of our offensive guys. So with 3 seconds on the clock, that's going to come back inside the 50, fortunately for the Warriors, because he went out at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, and would have been plenty of time for to get a field goal off in that time. And it looked like, tried to make something happen on the fade there, put a little bit too much juice on the ball. And not the guy that you want to have intercept the ball either. So just trying to make something happen, trying to force it in there. I'll tell you what, though, Coach, that Eschbach, he's got great footwork in the pocket, man. Just put a little bit too much zip on it. And again, remember, he was injured most of the year last year, all but one game, so he didn't get much playing time. So it's, his first full year of varsity action.
He came in last year as a sophomore, coach's son, and got injured. I think his second game of the year. He kind of got hurt during the. But anyway, he only played a couple games last year as a sophomore, and really has grown and matured, filled out a little bit, and a lot stronger this year, and you can just see it in his throws.
Yeah, and he's got great pocket presence. He's always got his feet moving in the pocket. It's not something you see a lot with high school quarterbacks. So he's doing a great job there, put a little bit too much juice on the ball.
And of course, they were playing deep on that, and we just tried to go deep, and their best athlete just made a play on that. So
he did.
After the penalty, the ball will be at the 41-yard line with 3 seconds. Expect Northridge to maybe try to run one play and see what they can get.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see another quarterback draw here, maybe quarterback ISO, something like that up the middle.
So they got a wing formation. They're going to hand it off up the middle to Moglen, and Moglen's going to break across the 50-yard line. He's going to be tackled there as we end the first half. So with the first half in the books, Northridge up 20-0. We'll be back with more Wawasee Warrior football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466, or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family. Online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster, offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster. 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort, located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The waterfront restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Halftime here in Syracuse, Indiana. Northridge has come in and tied. Basically, to say they controlled the first half. 20-0 right now at halftime. Northridge leads Wawasee.
Yeah, and that's one thing that we talked about. The team that controls the game is going to have the most points on the board, and we knew that with Coach Walgerman coming in. That's what Northridge likes to do. They're not going to air the ball out a lot. Their offensive line is doing a great job controlling the defensive line. And I tell you what, I mean, they run a heck of a speed option back there. And then Graber, what a great job of making reads. I mean,
you watch a game as a fan. I mean, it's a little easier for you up here in the booth. If you were coaching right now, he'd be driving you crazy. But what an athlete! I mean, he's made great reads, and then he's just made great moves.
Absolutely. And then again with the read option stuff, and then along with it, their offensive line is doing a good job of zone blocking, and that's naturally creating those lanes for him to make some things happen.
Yeah, he's 5-7 yards down the field before he's hit with it. But anyway, halftime right now at Warrior Field. Student section looking good in their camo tonight. It's camo night, kind of going with the uniforms. We mentioned earlier about this, but 7-8 sets of uniforms are sent around the state of Indiana that are military uniforms. So they've got like a green shirt, and they've got green shirts on tonight supporting our military troops. A really neat thing.
No, absolutely, and again, I love the National Guard does that throughout the state. Got a chance to be a part of that. And, earlier in my coaching career, some games like that down in Fort Wayne when we used to play Homestead, which was a big marquee matchup for us. So neat to see him here in Syracuse tonight and letting the boys wear them and support Indiana high school football and football throughout the country.
Yeah. So if you're listening to the game on the radio, you can listen to it on 93.7 FM The Mix. But if you are out of the area, you can always listen to us online at 937themix.com. You can also find it at CPG. I thought I'd mess that up a lot tonight, and I've kind of done a good job.
Yeah, but, did a great job.
But the CPGTV.com, or you can find it on YouTube. So if you want to watch the game, and Jamie McAdams and I talk about having faces for radio, you are a lot younger, a lot more handsome than us. You could do the TV stuff, but, we prefer that radio stuff because we have faces made for radio. But Mr. McAdams sitting at home tonight babysitting his granddaughter, so I'm sure he's enjoying that.
Oh, absolutely. Jamie's a great guy. And the handsome part, I don't know. You'd have to, I'm grateful for the wife I have. I tell you what, but you may be older, but you have a lot more hair than I do. So I'm jealous. I'm jealous of that. My locks are not what they used to be.
You're losing your locks.
Yeah.
That happens.
So,
like
I wore the football helmet too long.
I think that's what it is. We can say what we want, but yeah. So halftime now at the Warrior Field. You got the band on the halftime show right now, putting on a good show for the crowd to watch, and that's what I appreciate about Wawasee. Other schools have it, and it's good here too. But a lot of programs. It's not just about athletics. It's not. You and I are both in the CTE area, and we had John on the air last week, talking about CTE programs. But the band, and my wife is actually involved in the drama department. So a lot of good opportunities here at the school for students to be involved in extracurricular stuff outside the classroom.
I tell you what, Wawasee does a great job offering programs for kids. I mean, and especially with extracurriculars. You have the band, and I tell you what, man, band is a lot of time. It's a lot of effort. They're out pounding the pavement out there in the heat in the middle of August, and don't let it fool you. Those kids work hard, and then especially in drama. In my family, with my wife and my sister-in-law, had a major impact on their life, and Wawasee has a great program here. And then just all the extracurricular programs we offer. A robotics team as a world-ranked team, and that is it's amazing. And I'm so happy for the community, Syracuse community, and what a supportive community is. That support all these programs, and they help them get the things that they need. And I'm really proud to be a part of it.
I mean, you look at the radio program, and we're trying to do the radio for them. They try to have students to do broadcasts that they don't have anybody this year. It is hard to get somebody to do a football game as a high school kid, because most of the people who know football are playing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so they have a hard time doing that. But, our radio station and our TV station, they do a great job with those things. And you just look at our sponsor list. I mean, we had, 15 sponsors tonight. It took about 15 minutes to read through that list that we had earlier. But, I mean, the community really does support the schools. And we do live in a great community.
Oh, absolutely, and it is. It's very supportive, and I tell you, my work-based learning program, and a lot of people, come to businesses. Well, what do you mean by work-based learning? So traditionally, we call that an ICE program, but we have over 60. Last year, we had 62 different businesses that in a 3-county area that participated, but mainly here in Syracuse and Webster and Milford, supporting our kids, putting them to work, and they're getting paid and learning work skills that are going to benefit them in the future, and it's an awesome thing to see. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, speaking of the sponsors, we got about 12 minutes on the halftime clock, so we're going to take a break and be back with more halftime information here on Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Foyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Foyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Foyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, powered chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626, or online at GoshenHomeMedical.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoons, Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. Online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Halftime here at Warrior Field, Northridge has come in and taken a early, kind of a dominating 20-0 lead here at halftime. The band is out there playing, doing a great job playing, and I always made fun of my wife. She was in the band, and I don't know if she's listening tonight, but I won't go on about it. But I used to say, what are those people that stand up front and wave their arms around? And she would just shake her head and call me ignorant and say, those are the people that are directing. Those are your student directors. And then they got a name, and I can't even remember the name for them, but maybe. But anyways, they do a great job. And Color Guard is out there as well. And I know that the band performs and they have other shows that they go to, and I know that season will start up. A lot of parents involved. You see them walking around now in their yellow shirts. So shout out to all the support that the parents provide as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And they do the Friday night games, but they also get up early and do the Saturday all day competition.
Yeah.
So
it's a workout. So let's get caught up on a few area scores. They've been doing a great job back in the studio shooting scores to us. So why don't you fill us in on some of those?
We just got
Okay, so I better say this because Mr. Van Loo is going to cut my pay. So they're called drum majors, and it happens to be that one of his son is one of them. I mean,
absolutely.
Oh my!
Hey,
so
I tell you what, Mr. Koblenz, you're in line for a pay raise right now.
Exactly, or a pay cut, one or the other. Either way, it'll be the same thing. All right, what are some of the halftime scores?
It looks like at halftime looks like Northwood over Concord. Or Concord over Northwood, 10-9 right now. So it's a tight physical battle. We thought that one would be a little bit more high scoring than that one.
Yeah,
both with
but
a
solid game. Yeah,
a solid game up there in Napanee. Looks like at the half we've got Warsaw now leading Plymouth 16-14.
Ah, that's a surprise.
Yeah, that is absolutely. Warsaw was up
because Plymouth was up 14-3 a little bit ago.
Yeah, they were, and so especially when you run that triple option type of football, you don't expect scores to happen that quick, but you get a turnover, get some good field position, and that looks like what happened there. So. And then also looks like a halftime Memorial up 11 over Goshen, 21-10 right now at the half.
Yeah, that Memorial's an improved team. We talked about the fact that they new coach last year came in, and as a new coach, you got to get in and establish your system and get people to buy into what you're doing. Really, I mean, as a coach at the high school level, you're more or less kind of like a CEO. You got to get your assistants to buy in, then you get the kids to buy in, and it takes a little bit of time sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely it does. And the coach over there, again, a Hall of Famer in Michigan, success at Wayne High School, and then now coming to Memorial, and you're starting to see the fruits of his labor. And again, a lot of those kids are only sophomores, Alan, so it's going to be interesting to see how they progress through the conference there at Memorial.
Halftime here at the Warrior Field right now, 7 minutes to go on the halftime clock. Looks like we're introducing some Pee Wee football. You were involved with some Pee Wee football teams when you were coaching. That's kind of the bread and butter of your program.
Yeah, it absolutely is, Alan. And I mean, in any sport, youth involvement is huge. Whether you decide to do it later in the high school level, or you stop in middle school, whatever it may be. But it's going to teach you valuable lessons. And for any football program, any basketball program, or baseball program, any sport, to have a good youth program, and the numbers are good out there, and we can hopefully get those kids up here playing on Friday nights.
Yeah, we talked about it. You just mentioned it, and we talk about the sport. We talk about the competition going on, but let's be realistic. These kids are not going to make a living off of this. Most of the kids that are playing at the high school sports level, some of them may get some scholarships to college, but many of them are not going to make a living off of it. So when you coach, it's as much about teaching life skills. It's so much about teaching how to compete, how to like tonight. We're down 20-0, and at halftime, what are you going to do? You're going to quit? Are you going to go out there and persevere? Those are life skills that go beyond the field or the court or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And you never know in life when you're going to have to use those skills, and that's what athletics teaches you. And I know you've coached for a long time. Yeah. You're an athlete yourself, playing multiple sports, and there's things that that we encounter every day. That we've got to use those skills, and that's what we want to teach these young people out here today, and help them to grow into successful adults.
Yeah. Halftime right now, and 20-0 right now. We mentioned Northridge is up. About 5 minutes on the clock. we mentioned about our sponsors, and we're going to take another break and give another chance to give a shout-out to those sponsors. So we'll be right back with more halftime information here on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse. Offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football at 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Chubby's Pub and Grub in Syracuse. Before the game, burgers, wings, fries, pizza, and dinner specials. Chubby's Pub and Grub inside Wawasee Bowl on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Proudly supporting our Wawasee Warrior athletes.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Halftime here at Warrior Field. Northridge has come in and taken a 20-0 lead. Halftime, you're talking to your team about, what you have to do, what you have to work on, and some of it is just a matter of competing. You start saying it's not just about the game, it's about what can we take forward to the next week.
No, absolutely. And then again, we talked about those life lessons in those situations, and the schedule doesn't get any easier from here. I think we go to Concord next week, and but also too, 20-0 game. It's not out of reach.
No, it isn't.
No,
it isn't.
Absolutely not. And so I know Coach Stutzman's in there making some adjustments. Coach Esbach tweaking those formations, and we're not far away. I know football literally is a game of inches, and when we adjust some things, maybe put some additional defenders in the flats, we can take some things away from them. Again, it's plain disciplined football.
Yeah. So let's break down the first half a little bit here. Open the game, Northridge received the opening kickoff, took it to the 20-yard line, marched down the field, and the Warriors toughened up and inside of our own red zone. Ends up kicking a 28-yard field goal to take a 3-0 lead. We get the ball back for our first possession, and unfortunately 3 and out and have to punt. Second possession, they take over at their 49-yard line. And again, that's what that field position does. They stop us on 3 plays. We got a punt. They get a little tip on that. If you remember back to the first quarter, they tipped that punt, and they take over at the 49 with great field position. 3 plays later, they score 10-0, and we talked about one of the keys of the game. You got to start out fast, and all of a sudden we've had 1 possession, and we're down 10-0.
Yeah, and it makes it difficult to get any rhythm, especially when they're controlling the ball like that.
So, unfortunately, the second possession we also had to punt again and turned it back over to them. This time, Johnson booms one, downs them inside their 1-yard line, so you're thinking, okay, they got 99 yards to go. We should be in good shape. Not so much.
Yeah,
so they put together a 99-yard drive for the second touchdown of the game. That's as the first quarter ends, and we're going into the second quarter. So they start the second quarter with that second touchdown, and they go up 17-0 early in the second quarter. And then really our defense does a good job. Offensively, we got our third possession. We got a few first downs, but then again had to punt. We punt it back to them. They end up turning it over back at us on downs. We get this next possession, and then we give them good field position again at our 39-yard line. That was after we had gone for it on 4th down. So with a short field, we did a great job defensively. They take over at the 39. They march about 10, 15, inside of their 20, and then they kick that 34-yard field goal to make it 20-0. another punt by us, and basically, punt by them after our punt, and then interception that we throw. We're just trying to go deep, less than 40 seconds. So really, I mean, you can take those chances. You don't mind that type of turnover, but really a clean game. I think we've had that only turnover was that interception for the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've taken care of the ball, even if we put it on the ground, we're quick to jump on it. And then, like I said, towards the end, just trying to make something happen, trying to get some space with the receiver and the defensive back. So had to take a shot downfield in that situation.
Both teams have made it back out on the field. They're warming up, and we should be underway in about 3 minutes here. So solid crowd tonight. Beautiful night to be out here. A little bit warm, but the sun's set, and it's going to be a beautiful second half. Not nearly as hot as it was to start the game.
No, absolutely, it is a beautiful night. The sun has gone down. Now we get a couple more weeks. We're going to have that crisp fall air and make it feel like football season.
Yeah, those are fun nights. Those are the nights because when you go out and you just suit up in the locker room and you start sweating, you know it's going to be a long night. But you go out and you're just cold until you get warmed up. That's when it's fun.
Absolutely. And so I got to ask, Alan. So I in my former job, when I left education for a while, I got to travel the great state of Ohio.
There you go.
State of Ohio. And so you kind of grow up in that northeastern Ohio area where we talk about some big time college football. Been a couple of ESPN documentaries on some teams up there. You've got Perry. You've got Massillon. Some big time high school football. I know you went to a little bit smaller school, but nonetheless a big deal. A big deal. So talk a little bit about that atmosphere.
I was telling you off the air a little bit about that. Where when I moved to Indiana, I come out to Ball State to go to grad school, and it's the fall. And in my mind, fall means football. And I'm at Ball State, and I couldn't hear anything but IU basketball, and I'm like, don't they have football out in Indiana? And obviously they do. I mean, I'm not saying they don't, but I mean, in Ohio, football is king, and it is crazy. One of our teachers in our corporation, Mitch Williman, teaches down North Webster Elementary. A good friend of mine. He's also from Ohio, and he went to Canton, Canton McKinley. And he was a solid athlete in high school. And you talk about tradition, Canton McKinley. That's where the Football Hall of Fame is. They play at that field where the Football Hall of Fame is. You're talking about a high school that plays, where the pros do when they're coming for their Hall of Fame games. And that area in there, you go up into Cleveland, just great football. And not just there in the northern part of the state. You go down to Cincinnati, and you've got Cincinnati, Moeller, and, just solid football. And I've always said Ohio State football, and that's obviously I'm a fan there. If they recruit the state of Ohio well, they're going to do well. And most coaches have. And now, of course, Urban, he can go basically wherever he wants and recruits, at least before this whole thing happened here. But, football in Ohio is big, as Indiana is with basketball. But, I've seen, as I've moved out here to Indiana, been out here for, 25, 26 years now, football has become bigger. And it is bigger up here in the northern part of the state than it was in the Muncie area.
No, yeah, for sure. And what I think a lot of that is you talk about one man, and that's Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts.
Absolutely.
And I think what they've done as an organization for high school football in Indiana, Mr. Irsay and his activity in the state playoff system.
I agree.
And it makes a huge difference. And I think that the impact that, you never want to put it on one player, but Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, kind of bringing them from a doormat into a prominent franchise in professional sports. It's made a huge difference in Indiana. But we had to talk about your roots.
And, the stomping grounds in Ohio, and you can take me out of Ohio, but I'm always going to be a Buckeye at heart. I love the state of Indiana. I've been here, and like I said, I've taught at Wawasee. This is the only school I've taught at, and I've taught for 25 years now, and I've loved it. I actually have loved living out here, and it's been fun. But I still am a Buckeye at heart. I mean, that's just what I bleed.
Hey, man, you can never take it out. And I tell you what, for as long as you taught here, you're a well-respected teacher and well-loved in the area. So keep it up.
I appreciate that. Yeah. All right, looks like Northridge is going to tee it up, and Wawasee's going to open up the second half with the ball. Short kick going to be fielded by the Upman at the 20-yard line. He catches the ball, he's across the 25, hits it at the 30-yard line. Stacked up there. Didn't catch the number of who got that, but one of the Upmen for the Warriors caught that. I think it was Levi Brown, our running back, actually, who was on there.
Yep.
So good return by Levi, and we're going to start at the 30-yard line to start the second half.
Yeah, I think probably best starting field position of the night.
Yeah, with the exception at one time we got it 36, but that is our best field position. We've been backed up all night. So let's see if the Warriors can get something started the first half here, or the second half, excuse me. No points in the first half, and we're going to start with 2 receivers to each side, and we're going to have one running back behind beside Eschbach. He's in the shotgun formation as he's been all night, and then we're going to bring Hepler in motion. Check that Gabe Moore, and he's got great penetration, and he's going to be taken in the backfield, and there goes that good field position.
Yeah, and then again, trying to keep that, trying to get the edge there. Your offensive linemen and your up backs have to set that edge where you get it. Again, great job by Northridge. Keep it contained and spilling that thing on the outside, and that's textbook defense.
Yeah, that's really not what you want, because you come out and you've got that great field position, and that's not the way to start. So we're going to have second down from the 21-yard line, 2nd and 19. Eschbach is going to have 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, single running back, and they're going to fake the handoff to him and going to run that screen pass they've run successfully the first half. Makes one man miss, gets that around the outside, and he's going to be tackled out there at the 29-yard line. Looks like that was that LaShawn out there?
Looked like
Salazar, okay. Yeah. Nice job. That's a good throw out there.
Yeah, good job by the sophomore making some things happen. Again, it's a numbers game out there, Alan.
You're absolutely
what they're
right.
trying to do, isolate the defensive back. He's playing off the line of scrimmage. And then it's an automatic 6-yard cushion. Should be a 6-yard gain.
Yeah. A little more manageable. 3rd and 13 now. Going to have 3 receivers to the right, or 1 to the left. Eschbach's going to roll out to his right, and he's going to be under pressure. Good job pulling up, and he's going to hit the guy in the flat at the 30. Makes one man miss at 35, falls across to the 36, but he's going to be about 4 yards short of the first down there.
Yeah, great job on the run. A little pressure through the middle of the offensive line. So what you're taught as an offensive line there, Alan, is to hook that outside shoulder and keep running with them, so the quarterback can break contain and then draw up those linebackers so he can dump it off. Unfortunately, the defensive lineman cut underneath of the protection, and then he wasn't able to stretch the field out and had to dump it off a little bit early. If he's able to stretch it out, he probably picks up the first down.
Johnson back to punt again, receives a snap. Good high boot.
Unbelievable boot.
Man, that's going to catch him inside the 15, and they got Graber back here fielding that. Good job of coverage on
Great
that.
Great special teams play.
I don't know. I think they got about 2 yards before he was tackled. Good high punt. Coverage got down there, and we talked all night about it. Graber's a great athlete, but good job on that. The special teams that time. I didn't catch a number on that. And my old eyes and getting dark, and of course we don't have uniforms, couldn't see in the light, so I have all kinds of excuses why we can't see the numbers. But
hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to see too, and getting a little reflection off the glass here. But again, great coverage by the punt team, and that's not an easy thing to do.
No,
it's easy to pursue those punts when the ball hangs in the air that long. And again, you don't see that a lot in high school football. So the great coverage by the punt team. Coach, special teams coordinator, Coach John Reedaboo, does a great job coaching them up. And Wawasee always has disciplined special teams, and you could see it there.
Yeah, John does a good job. All right, so we've got 9:50 on the third quarter clock. Northridge up 20-0. First possession of the half for Northridge. They're going to bring 1 receiver each side with 2 running backs beside Graber. Looks like they're waiting on something, play call or something, I'm not sure. All right, Graber waits for the snap now in the shotgun formation. He's going to go back to pass. Rolls out to the right side. He's going to get good penetration that time, and he's going to throw the ball out of bounds. Good job on the outside by the contain of the defensive end.
Absolutely, and that's what happens defensively if you're able to contain the athlete, not let him break the pocket. Then he doesn't get out there to stretch the defense and draw in those linebackers and complete the pass. So great job defensively. And that's how you play textbook defense. Keep your outside shoulder free. You don't let him break the contain. Good job there.
All right, so we got 2nd and 10. Northridge has the ball right now at their 18-yard line. Going to run that pistol formation. They've run that a couple times. They've got a running set back to the left of the quarterback and then another guy deeper in the shotgun. A lot of times they've handed off, and they're going to do that again. Looks like Moglen. He's got a hole at the 20, 25-yard line. They're going to force him to the outside, but he's going to get about 9 yards before he's met.
Looks a lot of the time like when they're in that pistol, kind of, with the way they line it up looks like an old school I formation.
Yeah, it
just
does.
Out of the shotgun, looked like a simple ISO play. Northridge did a great job of opening the hole, down blocking on both sides, and then
when the running back's that deep, it's sometimes it gives the offensive lineman time to combine, and the running back has a little more time to see that. We see so much of these quick hitters these days with the formations we're running, but that I formation gives the running back a little bit more time to make cuts off of those things.
Those things develop a little bit.
So it's going to be 3rd and short. Quarterback comes up under center, and that's going to be a rubbish run, but I don't think he's going to get it.
No, I don't
unless
think
they're going
so
to blow
either.
that. They're going to blow that whistle. Come on now.
I'll tell you what, as a defensive line coach, that makes you happy. Good, great leverage by the Warriors up front. Good separation.
And you've done a great job of not yelling. I mean, I know you just wanted to yell right there because, I mean, the defense did something right there that they needed to do. That was 3rd and about a long 1.5. And they tried a quarterback sneak, and the guys inside just got lower leverage. You talked about it all night, not standing up, getting underneath your guy, and they did it that time.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, for linemen, that's kind of that's our touchdown celebration right there.
There you
we
go.
Don't get the
Exactly.
Ball. So we stop somebody on 4th and 1 like that.
Absolutely.
Again, awesome job. Coach Brad Stutzman had him prepared for it, and then it's just man on man. Who's going to win?
So it looks like they're actually going to measure this. It was not. I mean, I don't even know how the ball is even that close to the first down. He didn't get any yards, but that ball got moved forward and close to the first down. So they're going to measure. It looks like it's going to be a foot short. It should have been a yard short.
Yeah, it should have been a yard short.
I mean, it wasn't even close. But again, our angle isn't great. We'll give the benefit of the doubt. But
oh man,
it is less than a foot. Wow.
Oh, at that pretty generous spot there, Alan.
It was a very generous spot. So he's going to say it's about an inch or two short. So Northridge got a decision to make. They're at the Wawasee 28, up 20-0. You would assume you can power it forward for that half an inch you need. Those 2 inches you need. But I don't know. You take a chance on this if you're Northridge?
As well, if you control the line of scrimmage all night tonight, I think you can go ahead and do it.
Right.
We'll see if they come in under center, if they go shotgun. The thing about going shotgun that's always made me nervous in a short situation like this is you're backing up 4 yards and then trying to run forward an inch. So it looks like they're going to line up in the gun.
Yeah, they're going to go shotgun with 2 running backs, one to each side of Graber. Expect Graber, now he goes up under center. Expect him to give a hard snap here. Warriors got to be disciplined. He is going to snap it, and he's going to go forward. He's going to be pushed forward, and it looks like they'll give him that first down.
Man.
So again, they're going to give him a generous spot on that, but good push from the backside.
Yeah, I thought the Wawasee defense did really well right there. I mean, they kept their leverage, got some separation, got Hagen Slusher, big, strong sophomore on the inside. They're not able to move him.
Yeah.
It's just a pretty good spot there. And then, obviously, the push forward, which.
So they're going to spot it at the 29-yard line, and that's where Northridge is going to have the first down. Northridge up 20-0. We've got 8:23 on the third quarter clock and running. Northridge has typically been running a couple receivers out, and they got 2 solid running backs, Moglin and the other running back. Moglin's been doing a lot of the running, and that's who's going to get it again, coming around the left-hand side. He makes one man miss, and he's going to go across the 25 to the 26. Back referee threw the flag on that, and it's going to come backwards.
Yeah, it looked like he was able to get the edge because the offensive lineman had a jersey full or a handful of jersey there.
For the offensive side, anytime you see the flag in the backfield like that, it's usually not good for the offensive line.
No, not a good thing for the offensive line, and I've been in those shoes a couple times.
Yeah, the guy's there, and you don't want him to get to your running back, your quarterback, so you just do the natural thing and reach out for him. And a lot of times you might not even get the hold, but if you get your hands outside of his body, they're going to call that.
No, absolutely. Got to keep him inside that frame. And I'll tell you what, as an offensive lineman, that's usually the only time anybody knows your number.
Right. Unfortunately. All right. So that'll bring up 2nd and 20 now from the 19-yard line as Northridge is going to go back to pass. Graber's going to do a little hitch route outside, and he's going to be caught at the 25. He's going to go forward to the 30, and they're going to call him down on the ground as the ball squirted out. But he was on the ground before the ball came loose. We're going to give him a 10-yard gain on that, and it's going to bring up more of a manageable 2nd down.
Yeah, it looks like he's getting up a little slow there, limping a little bit.
Yeah, I got the guy limping, and he's going off on that.
Yeah, back to the play, Alan. What great play call there. It looked like he had a little bit of one-on-one coverage. Quick little hitch route. Graber, again, great job getting in the drop, releasing the ball. It's all timing there. Yeah. And the receiver was able to get the hand on the hip pocket, separate from him, get the hands up, and make the play.
Well, the DB's playing single coverage, so he's 7 yards off of him, so it's an easy pitch and catch. All right, Northridge is going to send a guy in motion, and Graber's going to fake the handoff to him. Good penetration by the defense that time, and they're going to get him in the backfield. One of the first time that we've been able to contain him inside and take Graber down for a loss.
Yeah, they had the great penetration on the backside of the defense there. Looked like it made the wrong read, which worked out for Wawasee.
I was going to say that. They were trying to run a jet sweep, and he held on to the ball, and it would have been a lot better off if he'd handed it off.
Yes, he would have. But again, not taking anything away from our defense. Great penetration on the backside. Bennett down the line of scrimmage and was able to make a play in the backfield.
As a defensive end on the weak side, what do you teach him? Come down the line of scrimmage on that play?
Absolutely, yeah. So that guy releases inside of you. You want to get a good punch, slow him up from getting the linebackers and bend it down the line. That's exactly what they did. Great job by Coach Slusher coaching those guys up front.
3rd and 13. They're going to hand it off up the middle. Oh, he's got a big hole at 30, 40. He's at the 50-yard line. He's crossed midfield at the 40. Cross 30, 20-yard line and tackled at that. Oh, that hurts. 3rd and 13, and then just a straight handoff up the middle and a huge hole.
Yeah, it looked like we're just a little bit out of position there, Alan, and it made things easy up front. And when you get, and again, sometimes in the spread offenses, they're going to they're going to see the mismatch up front. With a senior quarterback, you can make a quick audible and then tell your offensive line where to go. And it kind of looks like what they did there.
3rd and 13, you're expecting pass, so everybody's going back in coverage, and next thing you know, the running back's free, and he big run. So 19-yard line is where Northridge is going to have the ball inside of our red zone. 1st down and 10, 5:55 on the clock, 20-0 Northridge up right now. Graber's going to fake the handoff and keep it to himself and go up the middle. He's at the 15-yard line, and he's going to spin down to the 11-yard line. Again, he held on to it so long.
He does. He does a great job of making that decision at the last minute. Again, it's just basic Urban Meyer style zone read, riding that running back down to the last second. And again, it's a senior quarterback with the confidence and the guts to be able to do that. Not an easy thing to do.
And as a linebacker, I mean, you're reading it and you're saying, who has the ball?
Absolutely, because a lot of the times you're taught to attack the mesh, especially up front, it's the mesh point where the quarterback and the running back are holding the ball. You attack that and make the quarterback make the decision. Allow your linebacker to scrape over top and make a play, and we did a fairly decent job of containing him there.
So we're at the 13-yard line, and Graber's going to keep it in good penetration that time, and he's going to get a few yards on that, and they're going to take him down to about the 11-yard line. So get 2 yards on that. 2nd down on that. Excuse me, was that?
Yeah, that was second.
Yeah, that was second. Excuse me, they flipped that before I saw that. So we're going to bring up a key 3rd down now. Right now the ball's at the 11-yard line, 3rd and 2. Warrior defense thought they were going to get off the field when it was 3rd and 13 way back on our side, but a big run by them, and now all of a sudden, not only are you thinking we got to get a stop here, we got to get them out. I mean, keep them to the field goal at this point.
No, absolutely. And again, we're seeing a little bit more option there. Coach Wagaman getting down, making the Wawasee defense choose, kind of pick your poison here. So let's see what happens.
3rd and 2. He goes up under center this time, Graber does, and he's going to pitch it this time, and he's got pitch outside, and they're going to break contain. He's going to go at the 5-yard line, and at the 4-yard line, he's going to go out of bounds, and good play call that time.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we used to call that is the good old wedge sweep. So you're lining up, you're expecting 3rd and short. Everybody's crammed into the box. You've got one-on-one outside of the box, quick pitch, and then off to the races on the sideline. Great play call there by the offensive coordinator.
So with 4:14 on the 3rd quarter clock, Northridge is inside the Warrior 5-yard line, the 4-yard line. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Northridge already up 20-0, looking to punch this one in and really take an early second half command of this game and kind of put things away, if you will. So Northridge is back in the shotgun, and they're going to hand it off to Moglin, and he's going to go down at the 3-yard line. Good penetration by the defense that time.
Yeah, great job by the defensive line up front. Again, you could see some separation with the defensive tackle there, being able to shed the offensive lineman and make a play. Again, you know what I'm really impressed with is how our defensive line is starting to kind of step up here in this, late part of the 2nd quarter into this half. They're really making Northridge, earn their yardage.
So we'll give them a yard on that. They're at the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line. Northridge is going to spread the field this time with 2 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. That pistol formation with one running back to the right. Jet sweep to the right, and Moglin's going to walk into the end zone on that. Touchdown, Northridge.
Yep, look, just a simple outside zone up front, which allows the defense to get spread out, allows the running back to take his time, pick his gaps, and then walk into the end zone.
Again, a numbers game. You've talked about it a few times tonight, and it was a classic number game. We're tight on the inside. We've got one guy keeping contained. They've got two blockers out there, and that's hard to get off of two blocks.
It is, absolutely, and that's where the zone scheme, again, makes a big difference. So you spread out the defensive line. You make it tough on those linebackers in space. You've got a couple lead blockers. It's tough to defend when you get inside, the 10-yard line.
So Northridge is going to go for the extra single point. Kick back, hold, line drive, but that's going to go through. Not very high, but you just got to get over the crossbar.
Get some line drive bullets.
There you go. So with that extra point, Northridge takes a 27-0 lead with 3:30 on the third quarter clock. Both teams have had a possession. Wawasee had to punt. Northridge took theirs down and marched inside there. So a couple score updates here we got. Central Noble big over Fairfield, 27-0. Third quarter, Memorial 28-17. Still a tight game there. And then Concord 13-9. 13-9. Still a tight game up in where was that? That was at Northwood.
Yeah,
that was at Northwood.
Napanee up
in
there.
Napanee, yeah, Andrews Field. So Wawasee's going to get the kickoff after Northridge took their first possession of the second half and marched down the field. Scored another touchdown to take a 27-0 lead. 3:30 to go in the third quarter. So a couple kicks haven't been very deep. Is this where you start talking to your guys about knowing where the kick's going and getting up there? Because the last one was about the 20-yard line. I haven't seen one get super deep yet. Of course, they do keep changing kickers, too, so that does make a difference. I don't know.
Yeah, and I think it's a little bit by design, Alan. I think they know that we've got some
go a little bit high.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We've got some good skill guys that can break free, so we're trying to keep it away from them.
Yeah. This one's going to be a little bit deeper, and it's going to be caught at the 10-yard line by Hepler, but they got him on the sideline, and he's just going to be pinned in there, and he's going to go out of bounds at the 21-yard line. That was a good directional kick, as they call them.
Yeah, absolutely.
A deep, high kick, but when Hepler caught that, he was about 5 yards from the sideline.
Absolutely, and that's, again, football's a lot of strategy, and that sideline is that's your 12th man out there.
Exactly.
So, you have a skill guy like Hepler. Again, we talked about him, probably, a jewel of the conference that nobody sees as often. But, the coaches know him. Mm-hmm. So get away from him, use that sideline as a defender. Great job, again, squeezing the lanes down and making a play.
So what's Wawasee need to work on right now? I mean, obviously you wanted to start scoring, but what are some fundamental things that they need to work on?
I think you got to stick with your inside-outside zone stuff and try to establish a run game a little bit.
So Wawasee going to open up with a run on the first down here, and again, good penetration by the Northridge defense, and he may get back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, it looked like a little bit of counterplay. Again, Coach Eschbach trying to formation, give himself a favorable play call. We got to execute up front, which they didn't do a bad job of, but a little counteraction, try to catch Northridge in some misdirection there.
And you can't just throw it every down. I mean, even though you're down, you still have to run it because it's not just about this game now. Like you said, it's about the rest of the season and working through those things.
Absolutely.
So they will give him a yard. 2nd and 9 from the 22. Eschbach is going to have one running back behind him, and he's going to hand it off this time. It's going to be a good hard run that time. I think that's Levi Brown around the edge. Met at about the 22-yard line of scrimmage. He's going to get about an extra yard or two out of that. They're going to give him, about a yard on that. Check that, Aaron Evans on that run. Good hard run by Aaron that time.
Yeah, it was. Aaron's a big, strong kid. Looked like we had a hole. Got to maintain the block a little bit longer, but again, good defensive play by the Northridge linebacker to come up and fill the hole.
Aaron's one of those good athletes. Last year he filled in a quarterback a lot for us. This year playing linebacker, playing a little bit of running back, and probably a backup quarterback too, I'm sure, if they need him.
Yeah, he's a solid basketball player too.
He is a very solid basketball player. So they're going to be getting 3rd and 7 from the 24. Eschbach in the backfield by himself. He's going to go down the seam with that one, and he's going to overthrow him that time as Hepler was running down. Had two guys in the area and kind of between both of them.
Yeah, what they were trying to do is a little bit of a choice route. So the inside guy is going to break off his route based on where the safety is. It looked like Eschbach wanted to try to get a little bit more and get Hepler one-on-one. No, it wasn't fooling Northridge. They're going to have him double covered. Safety's going to have his second half of the field plus the corner. That's.
They make it tough on him.
Yeah, make it tough on him.
So Johnson's been busy tonight. He's going to be back to punt. Good pressure that time, but he gets it away. Yep. It's going to hit about the 45-yard line, and Looks like there's a flag back here, so they did run into him. I wasn't sure if they ran into him or he just fell down.
No, it looked like they got him. The kid being a little bit aggressive, going for the block, and clipped him a little bit.
So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. They'll give the Warriors first down, and they'll get the ball back.
That would be a good break for him, and hopefully we can get a little bit going on this drive here. Try to establish a little bit of a run, and then if you want to pass the ball a little bit, try to get things going in the middle. Let those receivers make that choice, and try not to go deep every time, but sometimes just trying to get some things going.
Well, last week and again, coaches watch tape and stuff, but last week Hans had a big week. Just across the middle, a lot of stuff open across the middle to the tight end, and that's the kind of stuff we need to establish right now if we can get him going. But I'm sure Northridge saw that on tape, and their linebackers are getting deep and not letting that happen again.
No, absolutely, and what you'll see a lot of is like you'll see kind of some man underneath and then some cloud coverage over top, which allows really you're kind of playing double coverage all the time.
So instead of the Northridge Raiders getting the ball back, now they're going to give it back to the Warriors on the roughing the punter penalty. Nobody in the backfield, and Eschbach's going to swing it outside to Evans. Good catch on the outside. He's met at the 40-yard line. It's going to go out of bounds there. Little swing pass is kind of like a long handoff.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's the numbers out there. Trying to get an athlete like Evans in the open. Little dump off there. Great job. Tried to make a move in a good 5 or 6 yard gain.
Yeah, I believe they're going to give him 5 yards on that as he's at the 43-yard line. Caught it, actually, I think, behind the line of scrimmage and gets about 5 of those yards on his own. Bunch of receivers this time with Evans to the left of Eschbach in the backfield this time. Eschbach waits for the handoff. He's going to hand off up the middle to Evans. Good hole up the middle. He's crossed the 50-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for the Warriors.
Good job. Yeah, looked like they pulled the guard a little bit there. I couldn't tell if it was a power or an ISO, but looked like a power up the middle. Great job. Followed his blocker and got a first down.
Warriors in a hurry-up offense now, which is good. Get a little bit of momentum, get it going. So got 2 receivers each side with Evans to the left again, and we're going to try that same play with Evans up the middle. This time he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, and that one's not going to work nearly as well as the last play.
No, it looked like maybe an inside zone there. And it got clogged up in the middle, tried to bounce it outside. Inside zone's not designed to go outside, so didn't have much of a choice and had to be met at the line of scrimmage.
So here's a little update. Just got in here. Northwood now 15, Concord 13, and Plymouth 21-16 over Warsaw. Back and forth, both of those games. We knew those both would be solid games.
Absolutely.
So Eschbach's going to be by himself in the backfield. He's going to swing it out to Evans again. He's met right there. Good job coverage.
Yeah.
You want to know who made that tackle? We've said his name about 100 times tonight. That was Graber out there, their quarterback, good athlete.
Absolutely.
So the Warriors have run that play a couple times, and Graber came up from a safety position that time, and basically as he caught the ball, he was hit, and we're going to lose 5 yards on that.
Yeah, and then what they're trying to do is get athlete on athlete and hope somebody he can make a miss there. And a great open field tackle by Graber, just impressive athlete. Maybe could have got rid of the ball a little bit sooner, but Eschbach got it out there as quick as he could. Graber just made a great play.
Yeah, he's seen that one a few times, so he wasn't fooled again. Eschbach's going to roll out, and he's going to throw that into pressure.
Nice.
But good catch there.
Absolutely.
There were 3 guys on it. I wasn't sure where he was going with that, but I can't even see who came down with that. But Eschbach was rolling to his left, and as a right-handed quarterback had to come back and throw across his body. Tough throw.
Absolutely, tough throw. And I tell you what, Evan Eschbach has done a great job athletically working in the offseason after that injury. He's a lot faster. He's a lot stronger. A great throw. Great throw.
What in the world? Oh, my goodness. We were 2 yards farther than that ahead. Now we're 4th and a long one.
I thought he had the first down.
I did too.
Nice
so we're going
to
nice little hitch route. Eschbach throws it outside. Nice safe route, and looks like Warriors get a first down at the 37-yard line. I couldn't see who caught that one. It looked like that was Gabe Moore out there that caught that one. And that's going to end the third quarter. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back with more action at Warrior Field on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Brook Point Inn in Syracuse, offering an indoor saltwater pool, romantic getaways, cabin rental, zip line, a weekly yoga and water aerobics class, and facilities for your wedding, private party, or event. Brook Point Inn, just west of Burger King in Syracuse, 574-457-4466 or online at brookpointinn.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Pizza Hut. Pizza, pasta, wings, desserts, indoor seating for the whole family, online ordering, adult beverages, and all-day delivery in the Syracuse area. Syracuse Pizza Hut on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-8300 or online at pizzahut.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Back at the start of fourth quarter action, a sweep around the right side to Aaron Evans, and he's going to be met in the backfield and lose a yard on that one. Start the fourth quarter with the Warriors on the Northridge side of the field. Got a nice drive going, couple first downs, and again, we talked about the fact that 27-0. You might not come back in this game, but what can you establish? What can you hang your hat on for next game?
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. No, I think getting the run game going is going to help with that confidence, and then once you can get a drive established and then punch it in the end zone, it says a lot because they still have their starters out there and moving the ball.
Eschbach is going to be in the backfield, and he's going to swing Brown out by himself. Looks like he's going deep down the sideline to Hepler, and that ball is going to be caught by Hepler at the 15-yard line. He's going to go out of bounds down there at the 12-yard. They're going to knock him out at the 14. Good fade route that time for Hepler, and good throw.
Yeah, absolutely, Alan. Caught him in one-on-one coverage there, taking a shot with probably your best athlete on the field right now. Caught him one-on-one. Good deep ball, and again, Eschbach much stronger than a year ago. Great timing on the route.
And that's that play. They've been running that play a lot and just throwing it out in the flats, and that time they went deep with it, and they caught the safety biting on the play up. So the Warriors have the ball at the 14-yard line. They're going to bring Cameron Salazar in motion, and Eschbach's going to roll to his right. You're going to hit Salazar out in the flats at the 10-yard line, makes one man miss, makes the second man miss, and he's going to be tackled at the 6-yard line, 7-yard line in that area. Good little pitch and catching, and a good job by Cameron.
Yeah, he caught him out in the flats. Made a move out there in the open. Great athletic ability for the young sophomore, and almost punched it in the end zone there. So let's hopefully make some things happen and get a score on the board.
We got some momentum, got the ball. We're moving the ball down the field. And we talked about it, obviously, that late in the game you just can't give up the run game altogether. But they kind of have, and it's been successful for them. So Eschbach's in the backfield by himself with 3 receivers to the left and 2 to the right. They're going to roll it out to Salazar, who makes one man miss. Around the end, and he's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Warriors.
What a great play there. Great read by Eschbach. Getting one-on-one with some of your better athletes on the team. And, again, that's a young sophomore out there.
Absolutely.
Paired up with a junior quarterback. And that's what we need, and that's that confidence we need to get going. And, hey, let's put another drive together.
Exactly. You put him out there, and they've been running that screenplay with some success because they really honestly haven't been able to run it in tight. So you got to get the ball outside, and that play is 2 receivers blocking, one just steps back, and a nice job of Cameron making the guys miss and getting in the end zone. I think it's probably his first varsity touchdown.
I think so.
Johnson on for the extra point. Snap back, hold down, and we got a flag. So what are we going to see? We got a little bit of motion. So instead of an extra point, we're going to back him up 5 more yards, which, as we talked about, Johnson's got a big leg, so that shouldn't be a big deal. But at the same time, as a coach, penalties are about discipline, really.
Yeah, they are, Alan. And then, when we talk about special teams, I probably jinx Coach Reedaboo down there. And if he heard me, Wawasee is always very disciplined in their special teams. That's a basic one on PAT. You practice it all the time. You got to do the right thing there.
Yeah. So Johnson's going to tee this one up from the 15-yard line, 25-yard extra point. Good pressure up the middle, and that's going to be blocked. So that 5-yard penalty does make a difference, and instead of the Warriors getting an extra point out of that, they're going to settle for just 6 points now. 27-6, 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Well, we are in the fourth quarter, right?
Yes.
Because it says the third quarter on the clock. But
we're in the fourth. It looked like Braden wasn't able to get underneath that ball, kicked it kind of more in the middle. Northridge defender made a great play there. But let's go back to the scoring play.
Okay, yeah.
When we talk about that, you're talking about isolating, getting athlete on athlete. Impressive job by the young sophomore, and a great read by the quarterback there.
And that's where you make plays. You know, you got to. We talked about getting the ball to Hepler in space, and there's another one. Cameron Salazar is a very good athlete, and you know he got out there, good blocks by the receivers up there, and he made one man miss, and he was in the end zone. So Johnson's going to tee it up now. 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Warriors punch it in for their first score of the night, 27-6. Northridge up. Let's see if Johnson can put this one in the end zone and make him start at the 20.
Get some great field position here, get a defensive stop, and make a two-possession game.
Yeah. And you're always thinking as a coach, you know, you never want to give up. I mean, you really just want to play it all the way through.
Yeah, Alan, and I know you spent a lot of time on the basketball court.
Yep.
Things change so fast
they do.
in that game, and so it can happen here too, and you just keep playing. You don't even look at the scoreboard.
Yep. Good high kick, and this one's going to be fielded about the 4-yard line. Got the wedge build up in there, and he's going to have a gap up the middle. He's crossed the 25, and he's going to be tackled at the 29-yard line, and we got a flag fly in there late.
Maybe
see what they call. I don't know. Looks like they got a face mask.
I'll tell you what, Northridge did a great job of setting a wedge there.
Mhm.
You got some movement on the Warriors coming down the line. It looks like we must have tugged on the mask a little bit.
I think they're just going to – do they have 5 and 15 in high school?
Yeah, I do.
It looks like they're just going 5 on this one. It was just a little incidental contact.
Yeah.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not.
Okay. Well, 15 yards from where he came down means that the Northridge Raiders are going to start at the 43-yard line. So they'll take over at the 43-yard line after having to punt last possession. We're going to be in that pistol formation they've run a few times tonight with single receivers to each side, and they're going to have a timeout for the Warriors. All right, so we'll take a break here from Warrior Field and be back with more action on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by Pilcher Shoes in North Webster, offering men's and women's Brooks walking and running shoes, and men's sizes 7 to 16 and women's 5 to 13, fitting narrow, medium wide, and extra wide. Pilcher Shoes, helping your knees, hips, and feet problems for over 70 years on State Road 13 in North Webster. 574-834-7463 or online at pilchershoes.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Hopefully my mouth doesn't sound full. I'm trying to finish up that Snickers bar. We ran out of pizza here at halftime. Didn't get any pizza, so instead of getting hangry, we got some Snickers bars for us up here.
That's right. I definitely needed that because, Alan, I'm not turning into a quarterback when I'm hungry.
Oh man! So Northridge will take over at the 43-yard line. First and 10 from there. They're going to stay in that pistol formation. One guy behind Graber, and he's going to go back to pass. Looks like he's going to run the fade route, and he's going to overthrow his receiver by about 5 yards. Good coverage out there by the Warriors. I'm not sure who was out there with him, but pretty much running step for step.
Yeah. Safety did a great job coming over the top, providing help, double coverage. And again, defensive line, not bad getting some penetration there too.
All right, some back and forth action. We appreciate the studio keeping us up to date. Northwood 22, Concord 13. Warsaw now goes up on Plymouth 23-21 in the third quarter. Good NLC action tonight.
Great NLC action. I want to see the rushing yards from that game.
Oh, absolutely. We're going to run that pistol formation. We're going to run a power sweep around the right-hand side, and that's going to be a 5-6 yard gain. That was just straight power.
Yeah, that was. And the Warrior defense didn't do a bad job of scraping over the top. Northridge was able to get some linemen out in front and get some movement. Not a bad job scraping over top and shoving it to the sidelines at least.
I think you're going to give them about 6 yards and put them at the 49-yard line, bring up a 3rd and 4, maybe a 5-yard, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5 in that range. This is where the Warriors have to get some penetration. You can't over-penetrate because this is where Graber will fake that. He'll run that quarterback sweep.
Sweep or draw. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see a draw here. So a defensive line's got to stay home. The problem with that is gives them time to throw when you have to stay home.
Single receivers both ways, and Northridge is going to jump. Good. That'll back them up 5 yards.
Yep.
Had a couple guys get anxious on that play. Looked like the timing was off, and instead of 3rd and 5 or 4, it's going to be now almost 9 to 10 yards on third down, and that's going to be a lot easier. So, with 9:52 on the fourth quarter clock, Northridge up 27-6. Warriors are looking to get off the field here with a third down stop. Again, this is where you don't want to over-penetrate because now it probably is more of a throwing situation than it was, but again, Graber can beat you with his legs as much as his arms.
Yeah.
Single receivers each way, got a running back on each side of Graber. Pitch is actually going to fake the handoff.
Nice.
Good job. Great penetration. Who was that? Nice job. I don't know who that was for the Warriors, but Damon Conley getting a little action in there. Good job, Damon.
Seen Damon out on the basketball court quite a bit.
Yeah, he's a basketball player. I think he just came out this year. He's a senior and big, tall, lanky kid, but man, good job of penetration. He actually tackled. That was a great play. Tackled both the quarterback and the receiver on that one.
All right, great. And that's when we talk about attacking that mesh point, that's exactly what you're coached to do. The mesh between the quarterback and the
So it looks
running
like they're going to do that quick punt, and it's going to go back, and Hepler's going to let that bounce at the 24-yard line. It's going to roll sideways down to the 22. They're trying to make it look like they don't put their punt team on, so they'll set up as if they're going for it, and then the quarterback will go back. I don't know what they call that, a pooch punt or whatever they have.
Yeah, quick kick. And so what we'll see with a lot of these spread offenses, if you have your best athlete at quarterback, what we want to do is keep him back there, and then that way he has that option. So if he sees something, a misalignment in the defense, then he can call that at the line, make a quick check, and pick up a first down.
So the Warriors do a good job of getting off the field, and now they're going to see if they can back up that touchdown drive they had last time as they started the 21-yard line.
Wawasee defense has been stepping it up here.
And they really have. They really have.
Towards the end of the second quarter, I'm telling you, they've been playing a great job.
Looks like you're going to try to go deep down to the sideline to Hepler, and it's going to run out of real estate as the ball sails out of bounds. They tried that fake to the screen, and Hepler went down the sideline, and Northridge did a good job of being disciplined. And he had him beat by maybe a step, but the ball would have had to been thrown perfectly to get him in there.
Yeah, and then they had great coverage on the play. I mean, they know who Hepler is, like we talked about tonight, but great fake to the bubble. And again, the offensive line, he had a good 3 to 4 seconds to set up and make his reads and throw the football.
And really, he's had a lot of time tonight. I mean, I don't remember any straight sacks that they've had. They've done a good job of moving him in the pocket, and Evans did a nice job of avoiding some sacks, but he really has probably had a good, clean pocket.
Oh, yeah, he absolutely has, Alan. And then he's been able to break contain a couple times, which I know talking to Mike, or Coach Eschbach, throughout the day, something that he wanted to work on. So, again, a much improved Evan Eschbach this season, and then naturally progression as you mature.
So there was a flag on the play. I didn't see it till just now. They called an illegal man downfield, so one of the linemen had gone down. Northridge is going to decline the penalty. It's going to be 2nd and 10 from the 22-yard line. We're going to swing it outside. This time Cameron Salazar again makes one. First man misses up the sideline and gets across the 30-yard line, and he's going to be tackled at the 32-yard line. Another nice job by the young sophomore.
Yeah, great job again. Swinging it out there. You've got man on man. It did exactly what you want. Coach Eschbach is a fan of that, getting your athletes on athletes, making a guy miss. Absolutely, Cam Salazar, the young sophomore, making it happen out there.
Ball was behind the line of scrimmage on the throw, but he gains 8 yards on it. Going to bring up a key third down. 3rd and 2. This time we're going to go deep down the sideline again, and Hepler's going to be interfered with, and they're going to see it this time. So Hepler did a little stop and go, and the DB kind of tackled him.
Yeah. And then, sometimes, if you don't try and tackle him, it's kind of a heads-up play.
Exactly,
on defense
it is.
Because, I'd rather him, get the 15-yarder than give up the touchdown.
Oh, so what are they calling here? So wait a minute. They just called it against us.
Offensive pass interference?
Oh, they called that offensive pass interference? Oh, wow. Huh. Well, I make it a point not to criticize the officials, so, yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one, Alan.
Okay, so that'll be 3rd and 14. About 19, excuse me. 3rd and 19 from our 15-yard line after that penalty that was against the Warriors. It looked like it was going to go against Northridge, but they called it an offensive pass interference. So Eschbach's going to be in the shotgun by himself. They bring Salazar in motion. He's going to fake the handoff to him, and Evans going to roll to his right. Voids that guy, and then the throw is behind the receiver a little bit. A good defense out there that knocks a pass down. 3rd and long, and you're not going to get a first down, but try to get a few yards, and the ball falls incomplete. Good pressure that time by the DN for Northridge.
Yeah, and then again, I thought Evan did a great job of break and contain, doing a quick misdirection to catch those linebackers off guard, and then the offensive line having to go ahead and try to reach that outside shoulder. Didn't quite do it, but then again, Evan did a great job of break and contain and trying to make something happen to give Johnson a little bit of breathing room. Just didn't work out that time.
When it's third and long like that, you're not going to get it very often, especially playing that deep, and you really don't want a turnover. So Johnson's going to be back to punt. Graber's going to be back for Northridge. Good pressure, but a good high punt this time, and Graber's going to catch it at his 38. He's going to go down the left-hand side, and he crosses the 50-yard line. He's going to run out of bounds at the 47-yard line to set Northridge up on the Wawasee side of the field with good position.
Good field position there for Northridge, and but not a bad job by the Wawasee special teams unit, taking great angles, forcing them to the sideline is exactly what you want to do. Again, Coach Rita Boo doing a great job with them throughout the week, so good job for the Wawasee punt team.
So a little bit of laundry on the field, and it looks like there's going to be a penalty against Northridge on this. I didn't see what he called, but he did motion against Northridge, and they're going to back this up. The flag was right in the middle of the field, so I'm not sure what it is. You take a guess. I'm going
to guess a hold.
There you go.
Just because that's common down in my area.
Let's see what he calls. So what is he called? Okay, we'll just call it a hold. So they are going to take over, actually, instead of at the 47-yard line of Wawasee, they're going to be all the way back at their own 37-yard line. Good break for the Warriors as Northridge lines 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Single running back. He's going to get the handoff this time. Actually going to fake it, and Graber keeps it. Good job of penetrating and reading that, and he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. He's going to cross the 40 and be down at the 41 to get about a 3-yard gain. I really thought he gave it to the running back that time.
Yeah, he did a great job there. But again, though, the Wawasee defense, Coach had a feeling they were going to make some adjustments on responsibilities. When you face any kind of zone read option team, you're going to have to make those adjustments if they're killing you like that. So, again, great job attacking the mesh. Made contact at the line of scrimmage, but when you make contact, what do you got to do? You got to keep those feet moving and keep them going backwards. An athlete like Graber, you cannot stop your feet. You got to wrap him up and keep going. Don't want him getting any additional yardage.
So they're going to give him 3 yards on first down. His ball's going to be at the 40-yard line as he's got 2 running backs to each side of him this time, and it's going to be a legal motion as the running back started a little bit early.
Yeah, got a little excited there. Looked like they were pulling some guards there trying to get outside. Maybe what we call a C-trap, kind of pop that defensive end and get something in the middle.
So I know what's going through the running back's mind. The play was called for him, and he's like, oh, yeah, I get the ball, and all of a sudden he starts too early.
Yeah, it starts too early. So that, hey, you got to love the heart and the passion.
Absolutely. Celebrating a second and 12 from the 35-yard line as Northridge goes backwards at 5-yard illegal motion. Memorial stretching it out on Goshen, 49-17 right now.
That Memorial team, man, I'm telling you, they're explosive.
They are. So it looks like they're going to run about the same play they did last time. They got 2 running backs to the right, 2 to the left, and we've got a timeout Northridge. So we're going to take a break here and be back with more football action at Warrior Field on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Community Schools local radio station. We are 93.7 FM The Mix, WRWTLP Syracuse, a Pathways program.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Oakwood Resort, located on beautiful Lake Wawasee in Syracuse. Oakwood Resort is offering a fun, busy work environment with a variety of responsibilities available on their team. Ideal for staycations with seasonal winter rates for the hotel. The waterfront restaurant offers fine dining in a casual environment with selections as simple as chicken tenders or more upscale like surf and turf. Oakwood Resort, 574-457-7100 or online at oakwoodresort.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
So as you come back from commercial break, Northridge runs a sweep around the right-hand side on second down, and they'll probably get about 5 out of that. Again, opening possession of the second half, Northridge marches down. But from that point on, the defense has really been good.
Yeah, I tell you what, Alan, I think midway through the second quarter, we kind of got a feeling some confidence going on defensively. Now, I know they scored a couple times, but defensively we played pretty well since midway through the second. Kind of kept Graber in check.
So Graber this time is going to hand off around the right-hand side. But, again, good penetration. So it's 3rd and 9, and they're going to lose a yard, maybe 2 yards on that. Good job by the Warrior interior lineman.
Yeah, they absolutely had great penetration, great separation up front. And then anytime you do that, the running backs are going to get gobbled up.
So that's going to bring up 4th and 10. They're going to line up as if they're going for it, but this could be a case where they're going to do that pooch punt again, and that's exactly what they're going to do is Graber goes back and punts it. This time I think Hepler's not going to field it. So the ball's going to roll from the 25 inside to the 20-yard line, be down at the 19 where the Warriors will take over. 6:04 on the fourth quarter clock, 27-6. Northridge up right now. So last time we didn't march it like we did the previous time. We had that penalty that hurt us, and this is where we got to keep those positive yards going.
Yeah. And
again, you got to keep it balanced. You just can't go throwing it all over the field. Obviously, with 6 minutes to go, you got to try to score 21 points, which isn't. I mean, it's not outlandish to do that, but at the same time, you just can't go all one-dimensional.
No, and they've got some good athletes too.
Looks like they're going to run a jet sweep this time with the receiver coming around. They're going to break inside. Good cut back and cross the 30-yard line. It's going to be tackled at the 35-yard line as the Warriors get about 14 yards on that one.
Yeah, nice jet sweep. And I tell you what, up front, great outside zone blocking, able to get the second level. And when you're able to get the second level in the outside zone, Alan, the linebackers can't scrape across and make it to 3 yards.
So that was Gabe Moore that came across as a receiver on the jet sweep and gains 14 yards out. That brings out to the 34-yard line where the Warriors are in hurry-up motion offense and jet sweep coming the other way. Nope, fake the handoff and then come back with a counter. Oh, man. Thought he had him. Right. Good penetration on the inside by the Northridge defense, and they're going to take him down for about a yard loss.
Yeah, Justin Castro did a great job. He's in the guard position, so people at home, that is the position right next to the center. He pulled out, hit the defensive end, cracked him pretty good. But when he makes contact, he's got to keep his feet moving so the end can't make the play on the running back. If he kept his feet moving, it might have been a 5 or 6 yard gain.
So Warriors are going to send 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. Eschbach is going to air this out down the field and had 2 guys in the same area, and I'm not sure. One of them was probably in the wrong area, and neither one caught it, though.
No, again, probably a choice route, Alan, and it's on the receivers to make that break, depending on where the defensive backs are. So either got to break it off into a hitch or a quick out, something like that, get underneath that coverage, and get your athletes in space.
So that's going to bring up 3rd and 10 from the 34. They had a nice first down there, and now all of a sudden they're in 3rd and long, and this is where you're probably going to have to roll them, give them a little bit of extra time. But we're going to send 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. We've got a single running back in motion in the backfield with Eschbach. Eschbach drops back to pass. He's got a little bit of time, and he's going to throw it outside, and it's going to be dropped out there. He's a little behind the receiver, and the DB had that in his hands, and fortunately for the Warriors, dropped it.
Yeah, he had great protection too. Traditionally when we'd go under center back in the day, traditional 3-step drop there. Went back, had the feet moving, did a great job with that, and then just wasn't able to make the completion.
5 minutes to go, 27-6, Northridge up. Johnson's going to be back. I haven't kept track how many times he's punted, but it's been a few. So they're going to punt again. Johnson receives the punt. Good high punt. He's going to roll this, turn it over, and it's going to be at the 30-yard line. And he's going to roll from the 30 inside of the 20 and roll dead, probably about the 17-yard line.
Again, another great punt by Braden Johnson tonight. He's pinned Northridge deep in the territory several times. What a great job by him tonight.
It's one of those double-edged sword. You as a coach, you love to have a great weapon in your kicker and your punter, but you want him to stay on the sideline.
yes, you do, Alan. And then, if you're kicking field goals, not a bad situation. Yes. You punt the ball a lot, not as much fun. And a quick update for us, Alan. Again, up in Napanee, it looks like we've got Northwood leading the Concord Minutemen 22-20 into the fourth quarter. So that one's going to come down to the wire. And we thought it would be a barn burner of a game.
Yeah. Well, don't switch our broadcast to listen to that one, but that's it. We'll try to keep it exciting here. So it looks like we got to have somebody jumping on that. I don't know if that was that was on the offensive side. Looks like it is going to be. It's going to be
like
motion against Northridge again, and I'll bet Tom Wagaman is not going to be real happy. That's probably, third or fourth illegal motion?
Yeah, a little bit undisciplined as we kind of went on. Guys probably getting tired.
Yeah.
And I know they've got a couple two-way players out there. You know, and Tom plays a disciplined, physical style of football. Those guys might not be stretching, but running sprints in the morning.
So 1st and 15 now. The ball's going to be at the 12-yard line as Northridge lines up in that T formation with a pistol look. They're going to hand it off to the deep back, and that's going to be across the 15. He's got to break out to the 20, 30, 35, 40. He's going to be bouncing it outside at the 47-yard line where the Warriors finally catch up to him, but not until he gets 30-some yards on that run.
Yeah, again, great job up front, and linebackers a little bit out of position there. And then when the Northridge does have some explosive kids, and you get a little bit out of position. It doesn't take much, and a sidestep, and he's off to the races. So great job by Northridge. Hopefully we can hold them here, get the ball back, and tack another one before the end of the game here.
4:38 and counting on the fourth quarter clock. Northridge at the 48-yard line now. They're going to have two running backs beside Graber in the backfield with two receivers to the right and one to the left. Graber awaits a snap in the shotgun formation, taking his time running the play clock down as he should. He's going to go back to throw this time, and it looks like he's going to just overthrow it. The receiver kind of slipped on the route, and he just wisely just overthrew it just to get it out of there and not take a negative play.
Yeah, again, it's a great senior quarterback play there. He had 1, 2, 3. You could see him with his footwork make that count. Wasn't anything there. Just get rid of it at that point.
So we're going to get a holding. So maybe that was why the receiver fell down. Okay. So the receiver fell down, and then there's going to be a defensive holding against the Warriors, where he was probably grabbed by the DB, but over on that side. I didn't see it. We'll just assume, based upon what the penalty was called, that's what's going to. So that's going to give Northridge a first down across midfield at the 42-yard line of Wawasee. Same formation, 2 right, 1 left, and they're going to hand it off up the middle this time. We've seen that play a few times, and this time it's going to get them about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, Wawasee defensive line doing a good job there, anchoring down, getting some leverage. Wouldn't be surprised here to see Northridge go into that traditional Tom Wagaman offense there and start to grind out the clock here to get out of here with a victory tonight.
Yeah, with 4 minutes to go, you want to control the ball, and we have been on the field a lot defensively. Our defense has got to be tired. Those big boys up front each time hammering every play, but this will just finish it strong here. So Northridge is going to have that same formation with 2 running backs beside their quarterback, and they're going to hand off again. This time they're going to hand off to the left-hand side and get a good line push, and we're going to go across the 35 down to the 32-yard line where he's going to fall across the first down markers and give them another set of downs.
Yeah, it looked like Hagen Slusher got a little bit tied up there with his defensive tackle, or with his offensive lineman, allowed the running back to cut underneath Hagen and get some good yardage. So you can see the fatigue setting in a little bit. Got to play low, got to play physical, keep him out of the end zone here because we played much better ball from second quarter
Absolutely.
on. And the score doesn't quite reflect it, but much better game from second quarter on.
So this time they're going to run the little fake and a ball on the ground. Let's see if the Warriors can get on it. So they run a little option pitch, and the ball falls on the ground. And unfortunately for the Warriors, the running back was able to pounce on that thing. Late pitch, good penetration by the defense. So that's going to knock them back about a 6-yard loss back to the 36-yard line, and we'll take it.
Yeah, we will. Absolutely, we'll take that, Alan. And I took over your play-by-play there. Got a little coach
that's
in me.
good. That's good.
Coach
yeah,
in me got a little bit excited. Balls on the ground.
Ahead.
It's a habit.
Oh, man. You got to yell when that's an exciting play.
It is.
2 receivers right, 1 left. 2 running backs are going to hand off again up the middle, and is going to have a good hole across the 35, down inside the 30 into the 29. So they get 7-8 yards on that third down play. Third and 15, and now it's going to bring up fourth. Oh, excuse me, that was second down. Excuse me. Yeah. So now we're at 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 from the 29, let's call it.
Quick score update, Alan. I saw one come in from the studio there. So we got a final score: Central Noble 42, Fairfield 0.
Okay. 1:52 on the clock and running. That pistol formation, they're going to sweep it to the right. The ball's on the ground again. And the Northridge is going to fall on it.
Yeah, you can tell as we're getting deep into the game here. I think both teams getting a
little bit of fatigue, yeah. With 1:37 and running on the clock, now you're down at second and, wow, they're going to back them up. That's about second and 20, almost 21. Or excuse me, that was a third down play. Excuse me. So now it's fourth and 20-some. You expect Northridge to punt this one. Lining up as if they're going to go for it, but they've been traditionally doing this the second half here. And then Graber goes back and does a little quick kick.
I think late in the game here, I think he's going to punt it off.
Yeah. So he drops back a few more yards and gets it, punts it. Going to try to pin the Warriors inside the 10-yard line if he can. Hits at the 15, rolls inside. Got two guys down there inside the 5, and it's going to die about the 4-yard line. That's successful for the Raiders. So 54 seconds to go, fourth quarter clock. 27-6, Northridge in control of this. Last possession here, expect the Warriors to run it or throw it or just see what you can get out of it.
Yeah, I think this deep in the territory, they're going to probably trying to run it up the middle, run the clock a little bit, maybe take a shot here, but most likely keep the ball on the ground and run out the clock.
So 54 seconds, 4-yard line, pinned deep in their territory. Looks like the starters are still out there. Evan Eschbach is going to stay in the shotgun formation in his own end zone. 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Shotgun snap back, and they're going to throw a little hitch out here, and it's going to be caught by the outside receiver behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to get about 2 yards out of that, and I think that was Gabe Moore. I could be wrong. Again, we got a little reflection here in the booth, and then all the 35 seconds, clock running. Warriors in a hurry up, trying to get a few more plays off. Eschbach receives a snap, and he's going to look across the middle, and the ball's going to be behind his receiver and hits the defender in the helmet. Trying to get the ball to Hans that time, and we haven't called Stevens' name. He had a big game against West Noble, but Northridge's linebackers have done a good job on him.
Yeah, they have. They've been, they obviously keyed him out before the game. And, again, another little choice route there, trying to make something happen, vacate the middle of the field, and just wasn't able to complete the pass there.
Clock is at 24 seconds and stop, fourth quarter. Evan Eschbach is in the shotgun formation, 3rd and 9. Getting pressured in the end zone, and he's going to fumble the ball. It's loose, and it's going to be covered at the 1-yard line by the Warriors. That was actually a beneficial play because had he been sacked, it was a safety. He was in the end zone.
They would have got the ball back. And that.
So they knock it out of the end zone. We get it about the 1.5 yards.
And that'll be about the ball game, it looks like.
And we're not going to have to run another play as the clock ticks down, and this is going to be a game. We're going to call this a game. Final score, Northridge Raiders 27, Wawasee 6. We'll be right back with a wrap-up of Warrior football here on 93.7 The Mix and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Shop Off's Drive-In on State Road 13 in Syracuse. Before the game, corn dogs, Spanish dogs, a variety of sandwiches including pizza burgers and breaded cheeseburgers. Deep fried veggies, root beer floats, and car hop service is available. Closed on Mondays, open at 11, Tuesday through Saturday, and Sunday at noon. Shop Off's Drive-In next to Horizon Bank, located on State Road 13 in Syracuse. 574-457-3012.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Foyle Plumbing in Syracuse. Whether your home or business needs plumbing, heating, cooling, well, or septic services, Foyle Plumbing's trained experts can help. Go Warriors! Foyle Plumbing, 574-658-4134.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Goshen Home Medical, offering sports bracing, powered chairs and scooters, lift chairs, hospital beds, diabetic footwear, walkers, stair and vehicle lifts, respiratory equipment, and more with delivery. Goshen Home Medical at 1501 South Main Street in Goshen, 574-533-0626 or online at GoshenHomeMedical.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. Get custom solutions to your sign needs, including banners, commercial signs, graphic design, and vehicles. 1950 Signs and Graphics in Cromwell. On Facebook at 1950 Signs and Graphics. 574-325-0758.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM in the Mix, and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Sox Marina on the east side of Webster Lake in North Webster. Boat storage, service, and sales. Proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics and proud dealers of Trifecta Pontoon, Polarcraft Boats, Mercury, and Tohatsu Outboards. Online at soxmarina.com or at 574-834-2894.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
We're back here at Warrior Field. Beautiful night for football. Unfortunately, the Warriors come up short on the scoreboard. Northridge comes in and wins this thing 27-6. 27-6 is your final here tonight. Northridge moved to 2-1. Wawasee still 0-3, looking at that first win of the season. Got down early, and then second half didn't do that bad. I mean, actually 7-7 second half. It's 20-0 at halftime.
Yeah, absolutely there, Alan. I think that, when the second half, from second quarter on, I really thought we played solid football. I think we had some things not go our way in the beginning of the game, but after that, there was a miscue here and there. But defensively, I thought Brad Stutzman did a great job at the half with some adjustments. Mm-hmm. I thought Coach Eschbach did a great job putting Northridge in some tough formations for us to be able to get some bubbles and some quick swings and being able to get a run game going in that way. It's going to be throughout the season with an inexperienced line and a young line. It's going to be hard for us to establish a ground and pound game. But Coach Eschbach he's been around for a long time. He's coached at Dwanger did a great job at Eastside and getting going here and getting the system implemented. Mm-hmm. It just takes some time, and he's finding a way. People look at a bubble is a pass, but really it's a sweep. Mm-hmm. And he got out there and we got some things going. So there's some positives. I thought Evan Eschbach did a great job. His footwork, he looks so much stronger than he did a year ago.
Yep.
RJ Wright, I saw him a couple times on defense and the defensive line, especially in the second half. Just overall, not a bad job for us tonight. And Northridge is going to do well in the conference.
Yeah, and you have to, as a coach, you've always got to see things as okay, what can we take from this and what can we have moving forward? And I really like how they didn't give up, but just kept competing throughout that second half. Northridge kept their starters in the whole time because they weren't comfortable to go back to their backups, and we just competed, and that's what you ask, because as you know from a coach, sometimes you're going to have guys that are really equal, and then it just comes down to effort. And if you can learn to say, you know what, it's all about effort at this point, that's going to go a long way down the rest of the season.
And it will. And I think that, as long as we keep giving effort, and coaches are always going to coach hard. I think we have a good staff, and then it's just some inexperience. And I think down the line we're going to get some wins, and we're going to get better. And then as the kids settle into the offense and learn how to play ball together, things are going to improve.
So let's take a break, and we'll come back after the break and talk about the scoring and break that down, do some final wrap-up stuff. But let's take another break on Wawasee Warrior Football here on the post-game show, 97.3 FM, The Mix, and CPG TV.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM, The Mix, and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Northern Lakes Realty in Syracuse. The Northern Lakes Realty team is a full-service realty company helping clients buy and sell homes as well as assisting with leasing opportunities. Northern Lakes Realty is a proud supporter of Wawasee Athletics, located across from Pickwick Theater in Uptown Syracuse. 574-457-2880 or online at nlrealtyllc.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Pizza King in North Webster and Syracuse. Offering pizza, subs, pasta, salads, and more with delivery service. Pizza King in North Webster, 834-2565, and Syracuse, 457-5446, or online at pizza-king.com.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Syracuse Glass, offering custom frame mirrors, shower enclosures, residential and commercial window glass, custom glass for furniture, and repair and replacement for auto glass for over 25 years. Syracuse Glass, next to Burger King on State Road 13, 574-457-5516.
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you today by State Farm Insurance Agent Dan Buckman. Behind Syracuse Glass. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Online at dan4insurance.com. Go Warriors!
Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV is brought to you in part by Lake City Bank. Serving Indiana with 49 offices, we are proud to support all of our Wawasee Warrior teams. Find an office online at lakecitybank.com.
Now back to Warrior Field and Wawasee Warrior Football on 93.7 FM The Mix and CPG TV.
So the Northridge Raiders come into Warrior Field tonight and will go away victorious 27-6. Let's break down how the scoring went tonight. Northridge got the opening kickoff at their 20-yard line and marched the length of the field. Fortunately, we stopped them, kicked a 28-yard field goal. Northridge goes up 3-0. Our first possession, 3 and out, we punt. They get good field position after they tip the punt and get the ball at the 49-yard line. 3 plays later, they put it in. Talked about one of the keys of the game, Ty, was who gets off to an early start, and Northridge did that.
Yeah, they did, and then they controlled the line of scrimmage early on, and they made a big difference, and eventually the difference in the game, because as we saw later in the second half, started to improve that a little bit.
Second quarter starts out with Northridge pinned deep. They got the ball inside their 1-yard line after a great deep punt. You're thinking, okay, let's see if we can pin them deep and get good field position ourselves. They marched 99 yards for their second touchdown and go up 17-0, and really that was 3 possessions, 3 scores, and now Wawasee's in a deep hole. Warriors get a couple first downs on their next possession, have to punt, and then we punt back to them. They get another march down the field, start at the 39-yard line. They march down for a field goal. We get one final possession just before half, and we throw an interception on that. So we go into halftime with the score 20-0, and then obviously we end up 27-6. So you can see the second half, minus that blocked extra point, was an even second half.
Yeah, it was, and again, I thought Coach Stutzman and Coach Edspach did a great job, both coordinators, making some adjustments in the locker room, and you could tell how we were attacking the option, that zone read, attacking the mesh, making Graber make some decisions that he's not comfortable with. As poised as he is back there, he had to make some tough decisions, whether keep it, run it, and you could definitely see. So I think a much better job, and we're going to string it together, Coach. I think we're going to.
Yeah, we will. And the second half starts out. We get the opening kickoff, and unfortunately go 3 and out and punt back to them. They get their first possession, and they march down for a touchdown, go up 27, and that's really where we shut them down. We got one late possession in the fourth quarter where we got a touchdown out of it finally, and that was your scoring for the game. So looking ahead to next week, Wawasee heads up to Concord. Concord's been in a dogfight tonight. They were down last we saw 22-20 at Northwood. Good tight game. That one could go either way, but Concord's got to be another tough opponent next week.
Yeah, they are. And again, when you think the Concord Minutemen, I mean, they've had they've got a couple NFLers right now, and so they're never a joke when you play them. And so you've got a combination of speed and size, and then again you got to remedy that with ball control. So I think that's going to be a key next week that we're going to need to work on.
2 weeks from that, we'll play actually the Concord's opponent tonight, Northwood. That'll be our next broadcast here in 2 weeks as Northwood comes in. So, again, they've got a good program going. Going to be another tough game. No easy game in the NLC.
No, there never is. And, in any sport, from, wrestling to soccer to football to basketball, it's a competitive conference. And so, Northwood, obviously a lot of tradition there. But in the Yoder kid at quarterback is a playmaker. And gosh, as a safety, he's a tough kid, Alan. But we can remedy some things to take that away.
Yep. So we appreciate our studio back there, Phil Huffman and Jeremy Van Loo running things back there. We had Kaylin Chupp on the camera out here. And then we want to give a shout-out to our sponsors. We, again, talked at halftime about our community and how they support the radio station, and we appreciate all that they do for the schools and the support they give. So Northern Lakes Realty, Pizza King, Syracuse Glass, State Farm Agent Dan Buckman, Lake City Bank, Chubby's Pub and Grill, Brook Point Inn, Syracuse Pizza Hut, Pilcher's Shoes, Oakwood Resort, Shop Offs Drive-In, Foyle Plumbing, Goshen Home Medical, 1950 Signs and Graphics, and Sox Marina. Again, thank you so much for supporting Warrior Athletics and supporting the learning opportunities we have here at Wawasee High School. Ty, what do you think?
Yeah, first time up on this side of it on the mic, and then in the booth. I've been in the booth on a different set of headsets, and it's definitely a little bit different up here. But I had a good time, and I really think that the Warriors are doing some good things, and it just needs to come together. We had opportunities tonight, and I know that last week they had some as well. Just need to capitalize on some things and get this team some experience. And I tell you, with the grind that they're going to go through in this part of the schedule coming up, they're going to get that experience and get ready for the playoffs.
So for Ty Bloomfield, I'm Alan Koblenz. Join us back here in 2 weeks as Northwood comes into Warrior Field to take on that game. But Flores fans, thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.